Chapter 1. Mom, how many times have I told you? I'm going to save someone, not commit suicide. Don't lie to me. You don't even know how to paddle. How can you save someone? Besides, there's no one in the river. Sigh. Wang Yao was speechless. Today, when he came down from the hill, he saw someone falling into the river near the village. He hurriedly jumped into the river to save the person. After jumping into the river, he remembered that he did not know how to swim at all. What was more ironic was that the person who fell into the river was not a person, but a very realistic, inflatable doll. As a result, he suffered a tragedy. There's actually someone in the village who uses this kind of thing. This was his last thought before he lost consciousness. When he woke up again, he was lying on his calm. Next to him were his parents, who were frowning. In less than a day, the whole village knew that the stupid college student who had contracted the mountain to plant herbs had committed suicide by jumping into the river. Isn't it just a few acres of herbs? Even if the harvest is bad, he shouldn't have jumped into the river. Children nowadays have never experienced setbacks. They can't take the blow. That child must have gone to school. Which famous college student would go home to farm? That's right. Let's not plant these herbs anymore. Wang Yao's father, who had been squatting at the side and smoking, said angrily. The villagers cared a lot about their reputation. Old Wang was flustered when he heard this rumor. Moreover, if they continued to plant the herbs, it was fine to lose some money. If things went wrong, they might even lose their son. That's right. Listen to me this time. Don't plant herbs anymore. Go to the city next time and ask your sister to help you find a decent job. The child of your Chongmao third uncle just graduated from an unknown school and found a job in the city. Now, he even bought a house there. Wang Yao's mother also chimed in. Wang Yao did not argue with his parents after hearing this. He nodded and agreed. He was originally a student who graduated from a famous university. After graduation, he returned to the mountain village and started his own business. He contracted a barren mountain in the village and wanted to grow herbs and make a fortune. In the end, when he really started doing it, he realized that this kind of herb planting was far from as simple as he had imagined. It was not enough to just rely on passion, and there were many things that could not be found in books. He could only rely on practice and experience. In the first year, the herbs he planted were infected with a bug, and he lost everything. In the second year, the herbs bloomed and grew leaves, but they did not grow roots. In the third year, just as he was about to get better, this kind of thing happened again. If you don't want to do it, then don't do it. It's going to take a lot of effort, Wang Yao thought. However, after he felt better, he went up Nanshan Hill again. It was a barren mountain. Perhaps because of the soil, there were not many crops. However, there were more than a dozen big chestnut trees and jujube trees. There was a large, gentle slope on the mountain where he had spent a lot of effort to cultivate a few acres of herbal fields. For this reason, he had specially spent money to hire someone to build a small house on the mountain and connect it to electricity. He had specially taken care of these few acres of herbal fields. Through the ups and downs of spring, summer, autumn, and winter, he had devoted 3 years of effort. He really could not bear to give up. Looking at the herbs that were growing well, he reached out and touched them. Should I try for another year? Herbs detected. Trigger conditions met. Would you like to activate the system? A cold mechanical voice suddenly rang out. What's that sound? Who is it? There were mountains, rivers, and forests all around, but there was no one around. Am I hallucinating? Would you like to activate the system? The mechanical voice rang out again, as if it was right in front of him. Ghost. Wang Yao shivered all over. Activate? What is it? Receive command. Pharmacist system activated. Data entered. Wang Yao's eyes flashed, as if there was a flash of light. Pharmacist system? As soon as he said these words, a light screen appeared in front of him. It was very similar to the character panel in Wang Yu. What the hell is this? Hallucination. It must be a hallucination. He shook his head hard, and the light screen that appeared out of nowhere disappeared. Woof, woof, woof. Just then, a dog rushed down from the mountain and came to his side. It stuck out its tongue and wagged its tail happily. San Xian, where have you been this time? This was Wang Yao's dog. It had accompanied him on this mountain for 3 years. The man and the dog entered the small house on the mountain. Wang Yao lay on the bed, feeling a little dizzy. What was that thing just now? He repeated the name of the system, and the light screen appeared again, like a projection. It's here again. After a few tests, Wang Yao was sure that this thing was not a hallucination. It was real and could not be explained by science. There were character attributes, skills, and inventory. It was just like an online game. Character level, 1 profession level. Newbie. Actually, you're not even a bird. At most, you're an egg. Below were the various attributes. Constitution, 1. Strength, 0. 9. Mental strength, 0. 85. Dexterity, 0. 9. Well, 1. 1 is the average level of a normal adult male. Skills. Herb planting. A qualified pharmacist can plant all kinds of herbs. Level. 0. Is this real? He was completely dumbfounded. This is great. I'm planting herbs now. This is what I need. Wang Yao, who came back to his senses, jumped up excitedly, which startled San Xian. There's a skill panel. Wang Yao wanted to click on it, but he did not want to see it. Why can't I open it? He asked. You can't even plant herbs well. What else do you want to do? Shovel **T. A line of words popped up on the panel as if it had heard his question. What the hell? What's going on? Who designed this? Come out. I promise I will not beat you to death. What is this? When you clicked on the inventory and found a sign that looked like a kettle. Ancient spring kettle, which contained ancient spring water, 1 bucket a day. How do I use it? Do I reach out and take it? Wang Yao thought for a moment, and an item appeared in his hand. It was a wooden kettle. It was quite heavy in his hand. He shook it slightly, and the water in it splashed. There is really water. Ancient spring water? He found a bucket in the room and poured out the water from the kettle. It was a small kettle, but the water continued to pour out until the entire bucket was filled. Only then did the water stop pouring out. How magical! Wang Yao stared at the water in the bucket blankly. It was very clean and pure. He reached out his hand and put a mouthful into his mouth. It was very sweet. Delicious. He picked up the bowl on the table, scooped up the water, and drank it. He drank 3 big bowls before he stopped. After drinking the water, he felt much better. The tiredness in his body disappeared. Woof, woof, woof. San Xian walked around the bucket. Come on, you drink some too. Wang Yao also filled the bowl with water for the dog. The dog drank it up quickly. Then it barked again and wagged its tail. Apparently, it didn't drink enough. Okay, I'll let you drink as much as you want. The man and the dog drank half a bucket of water. If they weren't so full, they probably would have finished the entire bucket. This water is so delicious. Wang Yao had never drunk such sweet water in his life. Chapter 2. I'll bring it back for my parents to taste. He filled a thermos bottle with the spring water. Now, there was only the bottom of the bucket left. What should I do with the rest? How about watering the herbs? He poured the water into the water tank of the sprayer. Then, he took the bucket to the low-lying dam on the hillside. He mixed the water in the bucket and sprayed it on the herbs outside. Hopefully it would work. Sealwort was planted in the herbal field. It got the chi of earth and the essence of heaven and earth. The rhizome was like tender ginger. It was fat and fleshy. It was yellowish-white and slightly flat. The rhizome was upright and cylindrical. The leaves were short and bamboo-like. The flowers were white. The rhizome could be used as medicine. Sealwort was a kind of Chinese herbal medicine that was widely planted. The technology was mature and the market demand was high. The price was also rising steadily. Therefore, Wang Yao chose this kind of Chinese herbal medicine to try. In fact, sealwort was relatively easy to cultivate. However, it was not difficult for those who knew how to cultivate it. Other people could earn at least 20,000 yuan per mu of land in 2 to 3 years. However, Wang Yao only cultivated a few mu of land and lost 30,000 yuan in 3 years. If he added the cost of contracting the barren hill, it would be even more. I hope I can lose less this year, Wang Yao said to himself while watering the herbs. Task released. Please check it. At this time, the mechanical voice sounded again. Task? What task? Wang Yao opened the system immediately. He found a task in the taskbar. Task: produce 6,000 pounds of fresh sealwort per mu. Reward: a pack of herb seeds. Punishment: take back the ancient spring. 6,000 pounds? How is this possible? Wang Yao was dumbfounded. According to the information he knew, sealwort could produce about 600 to 800 pounds of dry matter per mu. 1,000 pounds was considered a high yield. Generally, 4 pounds of fresh sealwort could produce about 1 pound. According to this ratio, sealwort could produce more than 4,000 pounds per mu. It was considered a high yield if sealwort was produced by a master of planting in good soil. He was just a rookie on the hillside. How could he produce 6,000 pounds per mu? It was impossible. He had no choice. After spraying the water, Wang Yao walked around the herbal field several times and removed several weeds in the field. He tested the humidity of the soil and went back to his room to make a record. Then he surfed the internet on his mobile phone to find a way to increase the harvest of sealwort in a short time. It was already the end of August, and the harvest season of sealwort would come in 1 month. He thought it was impossible to increase the yield in such a short time. After searching for a long time, he still couldn't find a feasible solution. The answer given on the internet was to apply fertilizer reasonably and strengthen the management of the fields. There are also some unreliable suggestions, saying that special hormones could be used to stimulate the rapid growth of plants in a short period of time. I have no clue. After checking for a while, Wang Yao stopped and scratched his head helplessly when he saw that his phone was out of battery. Let's go back and think about it. After recording down a few relatively reliable methods, he packed up his things, locked the door, and prepared to go down the mountain. Sigh. Why are the leaves so green all of a sudden? After going out, Wang Yao went to the herbal field again. He was surprised to find that the leaves of the sealwort in the herbal field seemed to have become much greener. Is there something wrong with my eyes? San Xian, take care of the herbal field, Wang Yao said to San Xian. Woof, woof, woof. San Xian barked a few times. It seemed that it understood Wang Yao's words. Wang Yao then went down the mountain. When he returned home, Zhang Xiaoying, who was cooking, stopped and asked her son to come over. She talked to him again. The main content was to let him give up the herbal field on the mountain, go to the city, find a job, and bring back a wife. Mom, the sealwort I planted is about to be harvested. It's a pity to waste it now. After the harvest in autumn, I will talk to Uncle Li about leasing the herbal field, Wang Yao said. Originally, he didn't want to give up on his idea. Now that he had obtained the mysterious pharmacy system, he was even more determined to continue growing medicinal herbs. Moreover, he wanted to make it bigger and stronger. As for his parents, he could only delay it for now. Once the medicinal herbs showed results, he believed that his parents would naturally change their minds. Okay, don't forget. Zhang Xiaoying thought it was reasonable, so she didn't continue to push her son. I know. Mom, I brought you a bottle of water. Have a taste, Wang Yao said. Why do I need to taste water? Zhang Xiaoying disagreed. It's very sweet. It's better than the spring water on the mountain. Have a taste. After that, she put down the thermos filled with ancient spring water. When he went back to his room, he took out the materials and continued to look for scientific methods that could increase the harvest of herbs in a short time. Zhang Xiaoying, who was busy in the kitchen, felt thirsty. She picked up the thermos left by Wang Yao and poured a glass of water. She only felt that the water was very sweet and delicious, so she drank a few more mouthfuls. This water is quite delicious. After a while, Wang Yao's father also came back from outside. After the meal was ready, the family sat together to eat. Have a taste. The water your son brought back. Zhang Xiaoying poured a glass of water for her husband. Wang Fenghua, who had a dark complexion, didn't say anything. He picked up the glass and drank a mouthful of water. The spring water was sweet and refreshing. After drinking it, he felt refreshed. The tiredness caused by a busy day was also reduced a lot. It's delicious. It was a simple word. Wang Yao knew that his father was a man of few words. This word was a rare praise. Yao, where did you get this water? Zhang Xiaoying asked. A classmate sent it to me. He said it was non-polluted water from outside. He asked me to have a taste. Wang Yao said the reason that he had thought of a long time ago. He couldn't tell his parents that he suddenly got a magical system, and the system rewarded him with a magical ancient spring kettle. The water was poured from the kettle. Dad, Mom, I'll go out tomorrow. I'll go to town. Good. You should have gone to see it earlier, Zhang Xiaoying said happily. Okay. Wang Fenghua responded and drank up the wine in the glass. Wang Yao didn't go to town to find a job. He went to the big herbal farmers nearby to learn about their experience and see if they had any good methods. By the way, he went to town to see if there was any biological fertilizer that could promote the growth of sealwort. Of course, he couldn't tell his parents that he went out to study the planting of herbs. Otherwise, his parents would definitely be unhappy. Kala. There was a sound from outside the door. Then, the door opened. A woman in her late 20s came in. She was slim and very good-looking. After entering the door, she hurried into the house. Dad, Mom Yao, are you all right? Sister, why did you come back? The person who came back was Wang Yao's sister, Wang Ru. She was 1 year older than him and worked in the agricultural bureau in town. Chapter 3. I heard that you committed suicide by jumping into the river, Wang Ru said in surprise. I called home, but no one answered, so I hurried back. Who's gossiping? I was trying to save someone, Wang Yao said angrily. His sister, who was dozens of miles away, had heard about it so quickly. Who was so cute and gossipy? Wang Yao really wanted to thank him in person. It's good that you're fine. Let me tell you, don't plant your herbal field anymore. It's a waste of time. Hurry up and find a job in the city. Otherwise, you could try to become a civil servant. After all, you graduated from a famous university and have a good foundation. Wang Ru sat down and drank some water. After graduating from university, she passed the national examination and entered the Bureau of Agriculture. As a sister, she naturally cared about her brother. Hey, what's this water? It's so delicious. Wang Ru looked at the cup in her hand and said in surprise, Your brother's classmate gave it to me. There was one more set of chopsticks on the table. The whole family was happy and harmonious. Xiaoru, will you bring back a boyfriend for me to see? Zhang Xiaoying cared more about her daughter's marriage than Wang Yao's work. After all, it was related to a woman's life. Her daughter was so beautiful and had a good job. Naturally, she would find a good man. Soon, Wang Ru replied with a smile. You always say soon. This year, you must bring back one for me, Zhang Xiaoying said with a sullen face. I know, Mom. Your daughter is so outstanding. I don't have to worry about marriage. Sister, I admire your confidence. Don't become a saint. Shut your mouth. After dinner, the whole family sat together to watch TV and chat about their daily lives. The main topic was Wang Yao's work. Wang Yao, who was the center of the conversation, was thinking about the route he would take the next day. One day seemed to be a long time, but it was not enough time to go to several large-scale Chinese medicine farmers nearby, and then to the city. He had to plan carefully. The next morning, just as the sun rose, Wang Yao got up and washed up. After eating something, he went to the hill. This was a habit he had developed in the past 3 years. Sometimes, he even lived in the cottage on the hill to take care of the herbal field. After going up the hill, a dog rushed over from afar. Sanxian, good morning. Woof, woof, woof. The dog wagged its tail happily. What's going on? After entering the herbal field, Wang Yao was directly stunned. In the field, the leaves of the sealwort had become much bigger and greener. He hurriedly opened the cottage and took out a meter ruler to measure. Yes, it's not an illusion. It has indeed become bigger. Is it because of the ancient spring water yesterday? Wang Yao thought. This was the only reasonable explanation. 1 bucket a day. That means there should be more today. He hurriedly opened the system and took out the ancient spring pot. It was indeed full of ancient spring water. After pouring out, there was another bucket. It was very magical. This time, he needed to water the roots. Sealwort was harvested from the roots, which were similar to sweet potatoes and ginger. Wang Yao mixed the ancient spring water with the water from the dam not far away. The ratio was about 1:20. He evenly watered the whole herbal field, including the jujube trees and chestnuts near the herbal field. Grow as much as you can, Wang Yao said while watering. After doing all this, the sun had risen. It was bright red. Sanxian, I'll leave it to you. After walking around the herbal field for a while, Wang Yao went home. He said goodbye to his parents and rode out on his motorcycle. About an hour later, He brought some small gifts to the nearest Chinese medicine farmer's house and told him the purpose of his visit. The farmer was a man in his 40s. He was very enthusiastic and told Wang Yao some of the tricks he knew. When he heard that Wang Yao wanted to increase the production within a month, he couldn't help but laugh. It's very unlikely. You've been planting sealwort for 2 or 3 years. The production has basically been fixed. If you want to increase the production within a month, you can only use some hormones. But that will affect the quality of the sealwort. It's not worth the loss, the farmer said. Thank you very much. After leaving his phone number, Wang Yao hurriedly left. The second farmer he visited was not so open. He didn't want to say more. Seeing this, Wang Yao didn't stay long. He said sorry for bothering him and left directly. People of the same trade are enemies. It's really true. He visited 3 farmers in the morning. When it was close to noon, he received a call from his sister. Where are you? Didn't you say you're coming to town? I'm here. I'm looking around. Wang Yao was still more than 10 miles away from town. I'll wait for you. Let's have lunch together. Wang Yao said no, but he couldn't dissuade his sister. He had to go to town. As a town that had been established for more than 50 years, Lianshan County had changed a lot in recent years. The roads were very wide, and many buildings rose from the ground. During lunch, Wang Yao tried his best to fool his sister. In the afternoon, he went to several fertilizer wholesalers in the county and picked 2 bags of organic fertilizer suitable for Chinese medicine planting. He took them home on his motorcycle. When he arrived at the village, he didn't dare to go home. He was afraid that his parents would be angry if they saw him buy these things. He directly rode to the foot of the hill and took the 2 bags of organic fertilizer to the hill. After taking a short rest, he went to the herbal field again. Well, they're taller. After entering the herbal field, he found that the sealwort in the herbal field was much taller than when he left in the morning. He measured it with a meter ruler. It was almost 3 centimeters taller, and the leaves were brighter. Looking at the herbal field, it was full of vitality. Is this the effect of the ancient spring water? He opened the system panel and opened the package. He took out the ancient spring pot and opened the lid. There was still a small amount of ancient spring water in it. What's the effect of the ancient spring water? Ancient spring water. The water of the ancient spring, the essence of the mountains and rivers, can promote the growth of plants. Drinking it will make the body feel safe and healthy and prolong life. Make the body feel safe and healthy and prolong life. It has such a big effect. Seeing this, Wang Yao immediately made a decision. In the future, in addition to using it to water the herbal field, he would squeeze out some of it every day for his family. Sigh, it seems that these jujube trees and chestnut trees are flourishing. I'll water them for you in the future. Wang Yao patted these old trees. When he bought the mountain, it was written in the contract that these trees would belong to him. After all, there were not many trees on Nanshan Hill. Even if there were, they were all short trees. They could not grow and were not worth much money. The village secretary had agreed to help Wang Yao, which could be considered as supporting the younger generation. Chapter 4. I have to find a way to extend the contract. An idea immediately flashed in his mind. The contract he signed at the beginning was a contract of 50,000 yuan for 5 years. Now that he had this magical system, he was counting on it to make a fortune in the future. He wanted to walk on the broad road of hanging out with tall, rich, and handsome men, and specializing in picking up beautiful, rich, and beautiful women. How could 5 years be enough? What if there was a bumper harvest of sealwort this year? What if someone also wanted to buy the whole mountain? The problem was that he had to hide it from his parents. Well, I have to think of a way. Alas, I should fertilize the herbs first. He opened the organic fertilizer and prepared to apply it to the herbal field. Ding! All kinds of synthetic fertilizers are prohibited during the mission. Suddenly, he was stunned by the system prompt. He thought he had misheard and hurriedly opened the system panel. As expected, he found the prompt in the node of the taskbar. No fertilizers? This is organic fertilizer. Wang Yao tried to communicate with the system. These are all rubbish. You are disgracing pharmacists. This was the system's reply. Damn! Wang Yao was stunned. What should he do if he couldn't use organic fertilizers? Could he only rely on the ancient spring water? Since the system didn't allow, Wang Yao had to give up. He looked around the herbal field carefully and then went back to his cottage to think. After a long time, he still couldn't find a good solution. He didn't go home until it was dark. When he got home, he received a piece of news that made him lose his head out of fear. What? A blind date? His mother arranged a blind date for him without his consent. Why are you shouting? You are 26 years old. Xiao Wu is 2 years younger than you. His son already knows how to buy soy sauce. Zhang Xiaoying stared at him. No, Mom. Can you discuss it with me first? Seeing his mother stare, Wang Yao immediately gave up. What's there to discuss? It's settled. I've seen that girl tomorrow morning. She's quite pretty and comes from a good family. She works in the People's Hospital in the county. She's more than enough for you. You better behave yourself. Zhang Xiaoying said. Oh, Wang Yao replied weakly. He was a little repulsed by blind dates. More importantly, he didn't want to get married yet. After all, he hadn't accomplished anything in the 3 years since he graduated. Now that the magical system had appeared, there were signs of a turning point in his life. Those few acres of herbal fields were enough for him to toss around. How would he have time to fall in love? I hope that girl doesn't like me. Wang Yao prayed in his heart before he even saw her. The next morning, Wang Yao woke up early as usual. After washing up, he ate something and went up the mountain. Brat, remember to come back early. Zhang Xiaoying's voice came from the room. Got it, Mom. When he came to the herbal field, he found that the seal wort had grown a little bit, so he took out the ancient spring pot, as usual. When he called out the system panel, Wang Yao was surprised to find that his physique had become one. I remember it was still one last time. Is it the effect of the ancient spring water? He specially kept a part of the ancient spring water and mixed a little bit to feed San Xian. The rest of the ancient spring water was all used to water the herbal field and the dozens of trees nearby. Just when he finished, his phone rang. As soon as he answered the phone, he heard his mother's roar. Come down the mountain right now. She's coming. It's so early. Is it necessary? Although Wang Yao didn't want to go on this blind date, he still packed up quickly. After feeding San Xian some dog food, he quickly went down the mountain. When he got home, he found his mother was waiting for him with a set of clothes. Change into this. Is it necessary, Mom? Cut the crap. Hurry up and change into this. Zhang Xiaoying raised her voice. Wang Yao went into the room and changed into this set of clothes in a strange way. It was a pair of trousers, a shirt, and a pair of leather shoes. After dressing up like this, his temperament changed completely. He had a little bit of a scholar's temperament after 4 years in school. The ability and perseverance honed through 3 years of weathering rain or shine. With these two temperaments mixed together, plus his face that looked a bit like Takashi Kaneshiro, Wang Yao had to admit that his appearance was quite good. Go and shave your beard. Zhang Xiaoying looked at him and immediately pointed out his shortcomings. After dressing up for a long time, around 10 a.m., there was a knock on the door. You're here. You'd better behave well. Zhang Xiaoying hurried out to open the door. 2 women came in. One was a middle-aged woman in her 40s, and the other was a young woman in her 20s. Look, what else did you bring? Zhang Xiaoying smiled and welcomed them into the house. Then she introduced her son to them. Auntie, please have a seat. Wang Yao skillfully made tea and poured water. The 4 of them chatted for a while. In fact, it was mainly Wang Yao's mother and the middle-aged woman who chatted about their daily lives. During this process, Wang Yao found out that the slender woman in front of him with thin eyebrows and big eyes was called Li Xiaoyan. She was a nurse in the county's People's Hospital. Do you want to let the young people talk? Okay, we won't meddle in this blindly. As they were talking, Zhang Xiaoying and the woman who also had the surname Zhang went out. Only Wang Yao and the girl were left in the house. The atmosphere was a bit awkward for a moment. Where do you work? Li Xiaoyan looked at him and asked first. At home. Faced with this question, Wang Yao was really not easy to answer. But he had to say it. At home, Li Xiaoyan was stunned. When she came, she heard from her aunt that this was a top graduate from a famous university. What did he do at home? Farming? I contracted a mountain to grow herbs. Growing herbs? Is it difficult? Li Xiaoyan asked curiously. It was a bit difficult at the beginning, but it's better now. Have some tea. Thank you. Li Xiaoyan picked up the teacup and took a sip of water. Suddenly, her hand trembled slightly. She didn't know why her face changed. It was a bit ugly, but it returned to normal a moment later. Are you going to keep doing this? It depends on the situation. Maybe I will change my job. Go to the city? Yes. Wang Yao nodded. In fact, he didn't plan to go to the city at all for the time being. The two of them met for the first time and didn't have much in common. The conversation was like boiled cabbage, without the slightest taste. Such a conversation was even a bit torturous for the two of them. It was not easy to wait for the relatives of both sides to come back from outside. Phew! The two of them breathed a sigh of relief at the same time. Seeing that it was noon, Zhang Xiaoying insisted that they stay for lunch, but they said they had something to do and left. What do you think? I think the girl is good. She has the appearance, the figure, and the age match with you. As soon as the guests left, Zhang Xiaoying hurriedly asked Wang Yao. Chapter 5. I don't think so, Wang Yao said. He could tell that Wang Yao was being perfunctory. Did you leave your phone number? Yes, Wang Yao said. Let's talk about it, Wang Yao said. Xiaoyan, how did it go? Wang Yao asked. Not good. He doesn't even have a proper job. He said he was planting herbs at home, Li Xiaoyan said with a pout. It's good to be self-employed. Wang Yao asked. What's so good about it? I heard that there was a graduate from a famous university who planted herbs at home. He lost all his money and jumped into the river to commit suicide. Could it be him? Wang Yao asked. Really? I'll ask around for you. I don't want him to be an idiot. After seeing the two people off, Wang Yao went back to Nanshan Hill. He didn't take the blind date seriously. His mind was on the herbal field. Wang Yao watered, weeded, and loosened the soil. Days passed. During this period, under his mother's urging, he had contacted Li Xiaoyan a few times, but she was lukewarm. In the end, he directly told his mother that she didn't like him, and the matter was finally settled. It was September. The weather was getting colder. Under the ancient spring water, Wang Yao's herbal field, less than 2 acres of sealwort, grew rapidly. The sealwort was even taller than a person. Damn, it's so tall. It doesn't make sense, Wang Yao said in surprise. Not only his sealwort, but also the jujube trees next to the cottage. They were as thick as a bowl. The branches were full of fruits. They were dark red and shiny. They were big and full. They emitted a unique fragrance of jujube, which could be smelled from far away. Wang Yao picked a few and put them into his mouth. Crunch! They were very crisp, sweet, and juicy. Delicious. He had never eaten such delicious jujubes. He quickly picked a few and planned to take them home for his parents to try. It seemed that he could sell them for money. Thinking of this, he picked a few more and weighed them. They weighed more than 50 kilograms. Even so, he only had less than 1/3 of the fruit on the tree. How many dates does this tree bear? After bringing the dates back, she washed a plate and let her parents have a taste. It's so sweet. Where did you pick it? Sister Zhang Xiaoying was surprised. She had stayed in a mountain village for decades and had visited all the nearby mountains, but she didn't remember any jujube trees as good as this one. The jujube trees beside the cottage. I'm going to go to the city tomorrow to see if I can sell them. Well, okay. By the way, let's settle some work matters. It's been more than 20 days. Why hasn't the unit you mentioned last time replied? Wang Yao was so shocked that he broke out in a cold sweat. This was the lie he told his mother the last time he came back from the city. He didn't expect her to still remember it. The next day, Wang Yao went up the mountain as usual and watered the herbal field. The ancient spring water that came with the magical system was really magical. It could not only promote the growth of plants, but also bring great benefits to humans and animals. After drinking ancient spring water for more than 20 days, he found that there were obvious changes in the attributes of the system. Physique 1, 5, Spirit 1, 1, Agility 1, 1, Willpower 1, 2, Strength 1, 1. Among them, Physique had the most obvious improvement. Not only him, but also his parents' complexion was much better. San Xian's fur was brighter. It seemed to have grown up and become smarter. All these showed the extraordinariness of the ancient spring pot, and also set off the magical system. After all, this was just the beginning of the gift. There must be more mysterious things in the future. After experiencing it himself, Wang Yao began to have high expectations of the system. What would be in the future? After finishing his work on the mountain, he went out to the city with more than 50 kilograms of fresh dates, a scale, a stool, and several bags. He first found a big fruit wholesaler. The wholesaler just glanced at his dates and said, 2 kilograms. The wholesaler's attitude was very cold, which made Wang Yao very angry. I have to sell them at a high price. He walked around the neighborhood and finally chose a place where fruit and vegetables were sold. He found a place and put the bag of dates on the ground. He sat on the folding stool and was too embarrassed to call out, so he waited for a buyer to come. But the peddlers selling fruits and vegetables next to him were shouting enthusiastically, "How much are the dates?" After waiting for a long time, someone finally came to ask about the price. 10 yuan per kilogram, Wang Yao said. What? So expensive? The man was surprised. Then he turned around and left. Hey, young man, is this your first time to buy things from a stall? What dates are you selling? Why are they so expensive? Others are selling it for 3 yuan or 5 yuan at most. You are good. You are selling it for 10 yuan. It's so expensive. I'm sure no one will buy it. A kind-hearted middle-aged man next to him listened to Wang Yao's offer and kindly advised him. My dates are delicious. No matter how delicious they shouldn't be so expensive. Try them first. Wang Yao grabbed a handful of dates and handed them to the man. Thank you. Hey, they look good. The man took the jujubes and saw that they were plump and red all over, unlike other jujubes that were either green or red. It was very rare to see jujubes that were red all over. Moreover, the jujubes were shiny and had a unique fragrance that made one want to eat them just by looking at them. When he put them into his mouth, they were crisp and juicy. There was a hint of sourness in the sweetness. Delicious, delicious. MMM, MMM, MMM. The man ate 5 dates in a row before he stopped. How is it? Delicious. I have never eaten such delicious dates. Young man, you're selling them too cheaply. 15 yuan per kilogram. The man said. This time, it was Wang Yao's turn to be shocked. What are you talking about? It is so delicious. People will definitely buy it. The rarer something is, the more expensive it is. There are many rich people in the city. Listen to me. Okay, eat more if you like it. There's still a big bag of dates. How can I accept it? How much are the dates? While they were talking, another man came to ask about the price. 15 yuan per kilogram. How much? The man was also shocked. He thought he had misheard. 15 yuan per kilogram. What dates are so expensive? Try it first and see if it is worth the price. Wang Yao pointed at the dates in the bag. The man took one, wiped it, and put it into his mouth. His eyes lit up and he was surprised. It is delicious. Give me 1 kilogram. Okay. Wang Yao quickly weighed 1 kilogram and handed it to the man. He thought it would start soon. However, he waited for the whole morning. There were many people passing by, but they immediately turned around and left when they asked about the price. What was going on? Should I lower the price? Just as he was hesitating, people in the factory and work units were off work. The traffic on the road increased. Where is it? It is just in front. With a screech, a car stopped by the roadside. For people, 2 men and 2 women got out of the car. They were neatly dressed. The 4 people went straight to Wang Yao's stall. Chapter 6. Hey, it's him. Wang Yao found that the leader was the man who came to buy dates in the morning. Boss, give me 5 kilograms, the man said. How much? 5 kilograms. The man took out the money. Each of the 4 men bought 5 kilograms. As soon as they left, another car followed them. Several more men got out of the car, looked around, and then came to Wang Yao. Here are the dates. Boss, give me 5 kilograms, the man said. Some of the men bought 5 kilograms, and some bought 5 kilograms. After a while, half of the dates in the bag were gone. After the men left, another group of men came. In less than an hour and a half, Wang Yao's bag of dates was empty, and he had more than 1,000 yuan in his account. Brother, take these dates and eat them, the woman said. In the end, she didn't sell the dates and gave them to the man who reminded her. How can I do that? There's several kilograms. Hey, take them. I'm leaving now. I'll come back tomorrow, the man said. Okay, the woman said. Hey, young man, are you selling dates? A woman came to buy dates. No more. Come back tomorrow, Wang Yao said. Oh, tomorrow then. The woman looked a little disappointed. Bring more dates tomorrow. Wang Yao rode his motorcycle back to the village. He didn't go home, but went straight to the hill. In the afternoon, he got 2 big bags of dates, which weighed more than 200 kilograms. He didn't even have a tree. Wow, so many. Wang Yao was shocked by the number of dates. He didn't expect a tree could bear so many dates. After he got home, he gave the money he earned from the sales to his mother. Where did you get the money? Zhang Xiaoying was surprised. I sold dates. Wang Yao smiled. In the past 3 years, he had always asked his family for money. It was the first time he had made money like this. He was a little embarrassed. How many kilograms? More than 1,000 yuan? More than 100 kilograms. I sold them for 15 kilograms. Wang Yao took a cold steamed bun and put it into his mouth. After a busy day, he didn't even have time to eat lunch. What? 15 yuan per kilo. Is there anyone who wants to buy it? Zhang Xiaoying asked. Although the dates were delicious, she thought they were too expensive. Yes, they were all sold out in less than 2 hours. In the next 2 days, I'm going to sell all the dates on those trees. The next day, Wang Yao went up the mountain to water the herbal field and checked it. Then he took the 2 big bags of dates down the mountain and took them to the city on his motorcycle. It was still the same seat as yesterday. Next to him was the same big brother. He had already reserved the seat for Wang Yao. He's here. Good morning, big brother. Come, let me help you. The man in his 40s got up and helped Wang Yao unload the 2 bags of dates. Just as he finished his work, a customer came to his door. An elderly woman walked over and looked at the dates. Then, she took one and put it in her mouth to taste it. That's right, this is it. Give me 5 kilograms. Okay, please wait a moment. As soon as the woman left, a Passat drove over. Boss, give me 50 kilograms of dates. A man got out of the car and tasted the dates. He didn't ask for the price and directly asked for 50 kilograms. How much? Wang Yao thought he misheard. Forget it. I'll take the whole bag. You can weigh it. The man pointed at the big bag of dates. Wang Yao was stunned for a while. It turned out that the man was a big rich man. He wanted to weigh the dates, but found that he didn't bring enough weighing equipment. Fortunately, the big brother next to him helped him borrow a big weighing equipment. It weighed 125 kilograms of dates. He directly removed the change and put it on the car. Wang Yao got 1,800 yuan. Young man, where did you get these dates wholesale? The big brother next to him couldn't sit still. Are you kidding? In less than 20 minutes, Wang Yao got nearly 2,000 yuan. Who wouldn't be jealous? I planted them myself, Wang Yao said. Oh, the big brother was speechless. In a unit, in an office, all the people in the room were eating dates. The fiery red dates were shiny. The whole room was filled with the fragrance of dates. These dates are so delicious. Yeah, I've never eaten such delicious dates. It's all thanks to Brother Zhao. Of course, when I bought them for the first time, I was shocked when I heard the price. Fortunately, I tasted them. Otherwise, I would have missed such a delicious taste. How do you think the boss planted them? Don't tell me he used hormones? One of them asked. It can't be. I even bought some as gifts. I heard that someone bought a big bag just now. It's possible. Hurry up and send them to the inspection bureau for a test. They were rich, but now they paid more attention to green and health. Hearing what he said, they were too scared to eat. Some were really scared. They took a small bag of dates and sent it to the inspection bureau. They happened to be familiar with the people there. It didn't take long for the test results to come out. How is it? Did he use hormones? Where did you get these dates? The man in charge of the inspection asked curiously. Why? Is there a problem with these dates? There is a problem, and it's not a small problem. He nodded. Damn, don't scare me. I've eaten more than half a kilogram. The man who came to deliver the samples was scared out of his wits. Half a kilogram? You can eat another 5 kilograms. The man in charge of the inspection said with a smile. Didn't you just say that there was a problem with these dates? Yes, the problem is that these dates are too good. Not only do they not have any pesticides or hormones, but they also contain a variety of vitamins, amino acids, and other nutrients. On average, they are more than twice as high as ordinary dates. The man in charge of the inspection said excitedly, "That's awesome. Yes, I don't know about other things. Anyway, in the data record of Chi province, these dates are definitely the best. They are not ordinary dates. They are the king of dates. Where did you buy them? How much? Give me dozens of kilograms." 15 kilograms. It's just a small stall. 15 kilograms? It's not expensive to sell them for 50 kilograms. Hurry up and buy them. They might be sold out if you're late. When a man hurried out, he found that Wang Yao was cleaning up the stall and preparing to go back. "Boss, are the dates sold?" I'm sorry. Are you still coming back tomorrow?" "Yes. Save 20 kilograms for me." "No, 50 kilograms. I can't guarantee that." Wang Yao smiled. Before this man, more than one person had come to make a reservation. Today, the dates were indeed sold out very quickly. Within an hour, the 2 bags of dates were sold out. The speed of the sales made several vendors near Wang Yao stunned. The most important thing was that the dates were too expensive. 2 bags of dates cost nearly 4,000 yuan, which was the most they could earn in a month. "Young man, tell me the truth. Where did you get these dates?" Almost all the stall owners nearby came over and asked. Chapter 7. It's really homegrown. There are only a few jujube trees. Wang Yao explained, but those people didn't believe him. He couldn't do anything about it. "I didn't expect the ancient spring water to be so magical." Wang Yao packed up his stall and went home before noon. He went up the hill and continued to plant jujubes. At the same time, there were already rumors about jujubes in some units in the county. "I've asked my friend to test it. Not only does this jujube not contain any pesticides or hormones, but it also contains more than twice the amount of trace elements and vitamins compared to ordinary jujubes. Golden thread jujubes and lei-ling jujubes are nothing compared to it. This is the king of jujubes." "Really? I've already brought the test report. How could I lie to you?" "Hey, I just saw Mr. Lee from the Agriculture Bureau carrying a big bag of jujubes. It must be at least 15 kilograms. I'm late. He already sold 2 bags of jujubes. My son loves jujubes. He can eat 2 kilograms of jujubes in one day. Since there are no problems, I'll buy more tomorrow. Yes, my family also likes jujubes. I've asked him. He'll come again tomorrow at that stall. Then we have to go early. It might be sold out if we're late. Why don't we just buy a big bag of jujubes and divide them when we come back?" "Yes, that's settled." It was getting dark. On Nanshan Hill, Wang Yao planted 3 jujubes, which weighed more than 400 kilograms. Phew, this should be enough to sell, right? After working for half a day, Wang Yao was exhausted. He went home early and asked a friend in the village to lend him a van to transport the jujubes to the city. He ate something at home and fell asleep on the bed. The next day, he got up at dawn and went up the hill. He took care of the herbal field and watered it with diluted ancient spring water. Just as he finished, a strong young man in his mid-20s came up the hill. He was 1.8 meters tall with a square face, thick eyebrows, and big eyes. He was Wang Yao's childhood friend. His name was Wang Mingbao. They grew up together and were very close. However, Wang Mingbao was not good at studying. When Wang Yao was in college, he dropped out of college because of his poor studies. His father was an official in the town. Over the years, his family had been doing business and made some money. In the past, when Wang Yao was too busy to manage the herbal field, Wang Mingbao came to help him. "Coming. The jujubes are in the house. Give me a hand." "Well, you don't treat me as an outsider. What the hell is this? Does it look like a tree?" Wang Mingbao was shocked when he saw the vigorous sealwort that was almost as tall as a person. "Sealwort? Sealwort? It's almost becoming a spirit. Damn, your jujube tree is also a spirit. It can bear so many jujubes." Looking at the jujubes hanging on the branches, he was stunned for a while. "Have you finished the jujubes I bought for you?" "If you have finished, come and get them yourself." "Okay, my family is praising the jujubes. Now half of the village knows you have planted several good jujube trees. Why didn't I feel it was so delicious when I ate it last time? I used a special method." "What method?" I use biological fertilizer, Wang Yao said. Really? What brand? Can you introduce it to me? My classmate developed it. It's in the experimental stage. It hasn't been mass-produced yet. Wang Yao didn't want to lie to his childhood friend, but the system was too mysterious. He couldn't tell him. Oh, it took them a lot of effort to carry the jujubes down the hill and onto the car. They left the village and drove to the city. Brother, you have so many jujubes. Can you sell them? I think so. With the energy from the previous 2 days, Wang Yu felt that he could definitely sell the jujubes. It wouldn't take too long. In less than an hour, the two entered the city and arrived at the stall Wang Yao had visited 2 days ago. As soon as he arrived, he was stunned. There were several cars parked on the road next to the stall. As soon as Wang Yao got out of the car, the people in the cars also got out. Good heavens! More than a dozen people rushed to him. Young man, I want to buy jujubes. Yes, I want to buy jujubes too. Hey, I came first. It's first come, first served, okay? What's going on? Wang Mingbao, who had just gotten out of the car, was stunned. Is there a competition to buy jujubes? Everyone come one by one. I've brought enough jujubes today, Wang Yao said. Come on, Mingbao, carry the jujubes. As soon as the jujubes were carried down, a group of people gathered again. Give me a bag, a big bag. Here's the money. Someone directly handed over the money. Give me 200 pounds. What? 200 pounds? Wang Yao didn't respond, but Wang Mingbao was stunned. Give me 100 pounds. I'll buy all the jujubes. 20 yuan per 500 pounds. A young man in a suit and leather shoes said. What? You think you're so great because you have money. As soon as he said that, someone next to him was unhappy. 15 yuan per 500 pounds. Come on by one. There are more jujubes tomorrow. Thank you, Wang Yao said with a smile. Hey, young man, you're so honest. Just like that, in less than an hour, more than 800 caddies of dates were completely snatched away. His jujubes were sold very quickly, which made the people nearby very jealous. Are you kidding me? This is not selling jujubes. This is simply making money. I've seen crazy people selling things, but I've never seen crazy people buying things. However, Wang Yao's jujubes were sold very well, and it brought real benefits to them. Many people who didn't buy any jujubes brought some fruits and vegetables from nearby. However, they couldn't compare with Wang Yao. Let's go. Get in the car. Wang Yao put away the money and slapped Wang Mingbao, who was still in a daze. No, young man, you must come tomorrow. There are still people who didn't buy any jujubes. They were worried and shouted. Don't worry. I'll come tomorrow. Let's go. Let's drive. I've learned something today. Your jujubes are more expensive than meat, but they were still robbed. Even a jumping-off sale in the mall wouldn't have such an effect. Wang Mingbao sighed. Let's go home. I'll have to trouble you tomorrow. No problem. You don't have to be polite with me. It wasn't noon when the two of them returned home. Here, this is for you. Wang Yao took out a dozen bills from the more than 10,000 yuan he got from selling jujubes. He didn't count them and directly handed them to Wang Mingbao. What do you mean? Take it. Take it back quickly, or I'll be angry. Wang Mingbao was not happy. The two of them argued for a few minutes in the car. In the end, Wang Yao had to take the money. After Wang Yao returned home and had lunch, he continued to work on the hill. There were still 4 jujube trees on the hill. If all of them were taken down, there would be more than 500 pounds of jujubes, which could be sold for nearly 20,000 yuan. While he was busy, the legend of jujubes began to spread in a small area in the county. Many people knew that there was a stall somewhere in the county. The stall owner only sold jujubes at a high price, but the jujubes were very delicious. Hundreds of pounds of jujubes would be sold out in a very short time. Chapter 8. After returning home at noon, Wang Yao didn't even have lunch. He went straight to Nanshan Hill and started to work. When he was hungry, he ate the bread he had prepared in advance. In the afternoon, Wang Mingbao also went to Nanshan Hill to help. They were busy for half a day until the sky turned dark. In the end, they filled 10 big bags of dates. Phew, I'm so tired. I didn't know you were in such good health. Wang Mingbao stretched his arms and breathed heavily. I often work here to exercise, Wang Yao said. In fact, he was in such good health now. On the one hand, he often worked on Nanshan Hill. On the other hand, most of the credit was due to the magical ancient spring water. Here, take these dates back to Uncle and Aunt to eat. Wang Yao handed him a bag of red dates. I'll take it. Everyone at home likes to eat these dates. Do you want to eat the same time tomorrow? Wang Mingbao took the dates and said, Okay. After locking the door, the two brothers went down the hill and went home separately. Mom, I'm back. Are all the dates sold out? Yes, they're sold out. Here is the money from today's sales. Wang Yao handed a pile of money to his mother. That's a lot. Zhang Xiaoying was stunned. Why don't you keep it and deposit it in the bank? Do you want to keep it? No, take it. Don't spend it. Since his mother insisted, Wang Yao had to keep the money. After having his meal, he went to bed early. He was exhausted from the day's work. The next morning, he got up early as usual and went up the hill to water the herbal field and the nearby trees with the ancient spring water. Then he and Wang Mingbao carried a few bags of dates up the hill and drove into the city. They arrived at the place where the stall was set up a few days ago. There were already cars waiting there. There were more people today than yesterday. There were 7 or 8 cars on the roadside. Many people were waiting at the stall. I've finally seen it, said a woman who was shopping next to him. Yeah, I've been selling fruits for so many years, but this is the first time I've seen people lining up to buy something so expensive. A man next to him sighed as he looked at the fruits on his stall. They looked bright and beautiful, but there were so many people on the side of the road. Not a single person came forward, even if it was just to ask about the price. F***, there are so many people. It's a little crazy. Even though the two of them were prepared, they were still shocked by the situation. Little brother, you're finally here. I've been waiting for more than an hour. As soon as he saw Wang Yao get out of the car, someone immediately stepped forward and greeted him. That's right. In order to buy dates, I even asked for leave. I'm sorry. My house is downstairs, and it's quite far away. I was delayed for a while. Everyone, line up and come one by one, Wang Yao said with a smile. All right, I'll listen to you. It was probably the first time in the history of Lianshan County that people lined up to buy dates. In a little more than an hour, more than 1,000 caddies of dates were all gone. Boss, are you still coming tomorrow? I'm not coming tomorrow. They're all sold out, Wang Yao said with a smile. In fact, he had left more than half a caddy of dates at home, but those were for his own consumption. Oh, they're all sold out, someone said disappointedly. Yeah, it's only a little bit. Sorry, that's all I've planted. They're so delicious. Boss, you should have planted more of them. Yeah, I'm sorry. Wang Yao apologized again and again. Phew, Wang Yao, who got into the car, breathed a sigh of relief. Ah, brother, I really admire you. A few jujube trees cost more than 30,000 yuan. If you plant them all over Nanshan Hill, it'll be amazing. Wang Mingbao sighed. I can't plant so many jujubes, Wang Yao said. He knew very well why the jujubes were so good. It was all because of the ancient spring water. However, the 2 acres of herbal field and the dozens of trees nearby were already insufficient. If he really planted all over Nanshan Hill, it would definitely not be enough for irrigation. Moreover, he had obtained the pharmacist system. The focus was to plant herbs, not cash crops. At most, this was just a start. However, Wang Yao was in a very good mood. In less than a week, he had earned more than 30,000 yuan. This was absolutely unimaginable in the past. Next, the sealwort should be ripe soon. All right, there were also chestnuts. After returning to the village, Wang Yao went up the hill. Looking at the lush sealwort and chestnuts hanging on the branches, he seemed to see a lot of money waving at him. With the jujubes as the vanguard, the sealwort and chestnuts were definitely not inferior. Woof, woof, woof. San Xian happily ran in front of Wang Yao with a folding stool in his mouth. Since drinking the ancient spring water, the dog had become smarter and smarter. He could even understand Wang Yao's words and understand his intentions. When Wang Yao returned home in the evening, dinner was already on the table. Yao, your Uncle Li just came and asked about Nanshan Hill. Someone in the village wants to contract the entire hill. I accepted it for you. Go to the village committee tomorrow and change the contract. Your Uncle Li said that the rest of the money will be returned. Zhang Xiaoying said. Okay, Wang Yao responded. His mind was really working fast. He had just obtained the magical system. His wonderful life had just begun. He absolutely could not give up Nanshan Hill. He was preparing to extend the contract. Unexpectedly, the secretary of the village committee came to him. Unexpectedly, there are other people who want Nanshan Hill. It seems that I have to act quickly. Otherwise, there will be more changes. The next morning, when the sun just rose, Wang Yao was already busy on Nanshan Hill. When he was almost done, it was already past 8 o'clock in the morning. Woof, 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 San Xian barked. From afar, Wang Yao could see a person going up the hill. I knew you would be here, Wang Mingbao said as he approached Wang Yao. Didn't I tell you? No jujubes today, Wang Yao said. I have something to tell you, Wang Yao said. Come in, Wang Yao said. After entering the house, Wang Yao poured him a glass of ancient spring water. Someone in the village wants to contract Nanshan Hill, Wang Yao said. I know. Uncle Li went to my house yesterday, Wang Yao said. You agree? Wang Mingbao took a sip of the water. I didn't see him. My mother agreed, but I don't agree. I'll go to see him today, Wang Yao said. Someone heard that you made a fortune selling jujubes, so he wants to take over this hill, Wang Mingbao said as he put down the glass. What? Wang Yao was shocked. The news spread so fast. No wonder. Do you know who it is? I'm not sure, but Li Chuanrong, who lives in the east of the village, has been going to his house frequently these days, Wang Yao said. I see. Thank you. Don't mention it. Hey, what is this water? It's so delicious. Wang Mingbao suddenly found the water in his mouth was extraordinary. It was very sweet. Morning dew from the trees. Are you serious? How much dew is in this glass of water? You are too extravagant. Wang Mingbao sighed. Chapter 9. Tell your uncle about this. I want to rent this hill for another 20 years, but don't let my parents know, Wang Yao said. No problem. Wang Mingbao said. If you want to rent this hill, no one else can. Not even Wang Jianli. Wang Mingbao said arrogantly. Don't be rude. However, Wang Yao knew that his buddy had the confidence to say that. Wang Mingbao's father was a retired cadre in the army. Now he was the deputy mayor of the town. His family was also the biggest in the village. His words carried a lot of weight. After chatting for a while, Wang Mingbao went down the hill. Wang Yao walked around the herbal field. Then he went back to the house and took out a small shovel. He carefully dug out a sealwort at the edge of the herbal field. Sealwort was made from the roots. The longer it was, the bigger the roots would be. After digging out the sealwort, Wang Yao was stunned. It's so big. He had seen sealwort before, but it was the first time for him to see a sealwort that was more than 40 centimeters long and weighed more than 10 kilograms. Is this really planted by me? Wang Yao squatted there for a long time. When he came to his senses, he was overjoyed. According to this weight, this task will definitely be completed. And judging from this, the quality must be very good. But I can taste the jujubes to see if they taste good, but I can't taste the herbs casually. Got it. I'll find an authoritative department to test it. He put the washed sealwort in a bag, locked the door, and went down the hill. He rode his motorcycle to the town center. After entering the town, he first went to the herbal medicine buyer in the town center to check the price of fresh sealwort. 8 yuan per kilogram, the man said without raising his head. So cheap? I saw the price on the internet. It's more than 20 yuan per kilogram. Wang Yao was confused. More than 20 yuan? That's dried. Fresh ones can also be sold at such a high price, but they have to be wild sealwort for many years. The man said with disdain. Thank you. Wang Yao saw that the other party was too arrogant, so he thanked him and turned to leave. Then, he went directly to the relevant department and spent a few hundred yuan to test the quality of the sealwort he planted. Hey, have we met before? The person in charge of the inspection looked at Wang Yao and said, Sorry, I don't remember. I remember now. I bought your jujubes before. They are very delicious. The inspector suddenly remembered and smiled. He had a deep impression of Wang Yao's jujubes. Oh, hello. Wang Yao was stunned for a moment before he hurriedly smiled. Do you still have dates? Not only did his family eat the jujubes, but his relatives also asked him for them after eating them. Although the price was a little expensive, it was delicious and nutritious. Sorry, I don't have any more. What do you think of this sealwort? Oh, let's get down to business. Do you plant herbs too? Yes, I planted some. Okay, let me have a look. Damn, is this sealwort? The inspector looked at the sealwort in Wang Yao's hand and was stunned. How could there be such a big sealwort? Did you plant it? Ah, it grows in the mountains. Awesome. The man in his 30s gave Wang Yao a thumbs up. Leave it with me. Come to pick up the results tomorrow. By the way, leave me your phone number. Okay, thank you. After leaving his phone number, Wang Yao walked around the town twice. He bought some necessities and some clothes for his parents. With some money in hand, he bought some branded goods. He spent a few thousand yuan at once, but Wang Yao did not hesitate at all. After all, he was buying things for his parents. Spending some money was nothing. After selling the goods, he went straight back to the village. Mom, I bought some clothes for you. Try them on and see if they fit. This child is wasteful, Zhang Xiaoying said. She picked up the clothes and tried them on. Her face was full of smiles. It seems that this is the first time I've bought decent gifts for my parents in the past 2 years. Looking at his mother's happy face, Wang Yao felt tears in his eyes. In the afternoon, Wang Yao went to the herbal field again. When he returned home, it was already dark. After lunch, he counted 10,000 yuan from the drawer and put it into an envelope. He went out and knocked on the door of the village party secretary. He heard someone was inside and went straight into the house. There was only a man in his 40s in the house. He was of medium height and slightly tanned. His eyes were not big, but he was very energetic. He looked very smart. Wang Jinli was the party secretary of the village. He had been working in the village for 3 years and had a good reputation in the village. Uncle, are you busy? Yeah, you are here. Have a seat. Where is Andy? She went out to buy some things. Uncle, I'm here to talk to you about Nanshan Hill tonight. Wang Yao did not beat around the bush and went straight to the point. I went to your house yesterday and talked to your mother. It's good to cancel the contract. Go to the village committee tomorrow and calculate how much money should be returned to you. Wang Jinli lit a cigarette and said, Uncle, I won't cancel Nanshan Hill. I want to continue to contract it for another 20 years. What? Wang Jinli was stunned. With a creak, the door opened. A woman in her 40s came in. Andy, Yao, you are here. Why don't you pour some water for me? She said as she poured water for him. Don't worry, Andy. I'm here to talk to you for a while. When I went to your house yesterday, your mother didn't say that, Wang Jinli said. I wasn't at home at that time, right? Did your parents agree? Wang Jinli frowned and stared at the young man in front of him. He used to be the pride of the village. After graduating from university, he became the joke of the village. I'll talk to them. Listen to my advice. You shouldn't rent this mountain. With your education, it's better for you to take the civil service exam. Someone wants to rent this mountain? Yes. Wang Jinli hesitated and said, How much is he offering? 20,000 yuan a year for 10 years. Wang Jinli wanted to let the young man know the difficulty and back off. Okay, 20,000 yuan a year. I'll rent it for 20 years. What? The middle-aged woman was stunned. Yao, it's 400,000 yuan for 20 years. Where do you get so much money? I'll find a way to get the money, Wang Yao said with a smile. Your parents won't agree. Wang Jinli lit another cigarette. So, I can't let them know about this. That's difficult, Wang Jinli said. The village committee just had a meeting this afternoon to discuss the matter of Nanshan Hill. That's fast, Wang Yao thought to himself. In addition to the 20,000 yuan a year, I'll give the village an additional 20,000 yuan a year. Wang Yao added. What did you say? Wang Jinli dropped the cigarette in his hand. With this magical system, Wang Yao felt that as long as he wasn't stupid, it shouldn't be a problem to make a few 100,000 yuan a year. After all, just a few jujube trees made tens of thousands of yuan. So, in addition to the rent, giving an additional 20,000 yuan a year was nothing. Chapter 10. Uncle, is Xiaoling going to get married soon? Yes, I have chosen the date, October 8th, Wang Jinli said after a short pause. He didn't know why this young man suddenly asked about it. Please let me know if you need my help. This is a small gift from me. Wang Yao took out the envelope with the money and put it on the table. What are you doing? Take it back. Wang Jianli's expression changed. He reached out to push the envelope away. Uncle, I have to go. Sorry to bother you. Wang Yao held his hand and stood up to leave quickly. Yao, slow down. Wang Jianli's wife walked him out. After a while, she came back and found her husband was holding the envelope in a daze. What's wrong? She went closer and was stunned. $10,000? This gift was a bit too much. The younger generation will surpass us in time. Wang Jianli sighed. He pondered for a long time before he put the money away. The next day, Wang Yao got up early. After washing his face, he had a simple meal. He went up the hill early and took out the ancient spring to water the plants as usual. He was thinking about when to harvest the sealwort. At around 10 a.m., his phone suddenly rang. He took it out and saw it was a strange number. Hello, Wang Yao said. Is this Mr. Wang? You have the wrong number. Wang Yao wanted to hang up the phone. Don't you have sealwort for sale? The man on the other side of the phone was confused. Yes, I have some. Do you want them? Wang Yao was stunned. He didn't expect that someone would take the initiative to contact him to buy sealwort. Yes, how much is 500 grams? 30 grams. Wang Yao told him the price in his mind. No problem. I'll take all of them. The man on the other side of the phone was very straightforward. Are you sure I am talking about the price of fresh sealwort? I am sure. When can I see the sealwort? In 2 days. The location is Wangjia Village in Songbai Town. Call me when you arrive. All right, it's settled then. In Liansheng, there were 2 people in a unit. One of them was in his 30s. If Wang Yao was here, he would definitely recognize him. He was the man who tested the sealwort for him at the inspection bureau yesterday. Beside him was a slightly fat man. How is it? It's settled. Is there any problem with your test? If I can't even do something like this, I don't need to work here anymore. Besides, didn't you see the sample? The dates I sent to you last time were planted by this person. Really? The jujubes are indeed delicious. I have never eaten such delicious jujubes in all my years of travel. I am relieved. My trip from Dao was not in vain. Judging from the test results, the quality of the sealwort is comparable to that of wild sealwort over 10 years old. I haven't seen such excellent herbs for a long time. I don't know how many he has. No, I have to go and have a look today, in case someone else beats me to it. On Nanshan Hill, Wang Yao began to harvest the sealwort. He first dug out the sealwort, then washed it and dried it in a special basket. The wind on Nanshan Hill was strong, so the sealwort could be dried in a short time. He was alone, so he didn't work very fast. He only dug 40% of the ground in the morning. Just before noon, a Blackland Rover drove into the mountain village. Such a luxurious car was extremely rare in the village. It attracted a lot of attention as soon as it came in. Yes, this is Wangjia Village. Give him a call. The man stopped the car by the roadside and took out his mobile phone to call Wang Yao. Ring. Buzz. Wang Yao, who was busy, heard the phone in his pocket ring again. He took it out and saw the same number as in the morning. Hello, Wang Yao said. Hello, Mr. Wang. I called you this morning, and now I have arrived at Wangjia Village. I want to see your sealwort. Is it convenient for you? Sure, please wait a moment. Wang Yao was about to go downstairs to meet the buyer, who took the initiative to contact him. You can't take the initiative to contact the buyer. Otherwise, the ancient spring pot will be taken away. A cold voice suddenly sounded. What do you mean? Wang Yao was stunned. Wine in the deep alley can smell the fragrance from 10 miles away. Medicine in the deep mountain can be visited by fate. So I can't take the initiative to sell it, and others have to beg me. Wang Yao was stunned for a moment and then reacted. Yes, the system replied. No, why didn't I have this stupid rule when I took the sealwort into the city? The host has not shown any intention to sell. What a stupid rule. Wang Yao took out his mobile phone helplessly, but he didn't know how to tell the person. This is a potential customer. After hesitating for a moment, he pressed the button. Hello, Mr. Wang. Hello. How should I address you? My surname is Tung Yuan Shan. Hello, Mr. Tung. I'm busy now and can't go downhill. If you're free, come up the hill and we can talk face to face. If you're not free, you can come back another day. What? Tung Yuanshan was stunned. He had been in the medicine business for so many years, but this was the first time he met such a customer. When others came to him, they had a look at his face. This time, he took the initiative to ask for help, but the other party was not willing to meet him. This boss had a personality. Okay, I will go to you. How do I go up the hill? Tung Yuanshan's temper rose. He didn't know whether he would buy the medicine or not. Today, he must meet this unusual guy. Go south along the mountain road and turn around a hill. Look south. There is a small house on the hillside. I am here. Okay. Tung Yuanshan hung up the phone and drove the Land Rover up the hill. What is this guy doing? Driving up the hill? Is he going off-road? Off-road? Is he bored? Sigh. Rich people are capricious. Don't fall into the ditch and can't get out. Isn't that better? He will ask for our help and earn a lot of money from us. That is a Land Rover, a car worth millions. As long as he doesn't take the initiative to drive into the ditch, ordinary ditches are not a problem. On the quiet mountain road, the roar of a motor could be heard. Here it comes. On Nanshan Hill, Wang Yao saw a car coming towards him from afar. He had to admit that this car's off-road performance was really good. It actually drove along the uneven mountain road to the hillside and stopped at a place less than 20 meters away from the herbal field that Wang Yao cultivated. Phew, I am finally here. Tung Yuanshan got down from the car. When he arrived at the herbal field, he was stunned. Damn, what is this? Sealwort? Looking at the densely packed sealwort that was taller than a person, he was completely shocked. Woof, woof, woof. A dog came in front of him and looked at him from head to toe. Its eyes seemed to be asking a question. Fatty, who are you? Hello, are you Boston? At this time, Wang Yao came in front of him and said with a smile. Hello, I am Boston. Tung Yuanshan came back to his senses and looked at the young man standing in front of him. The young man had a buzz cut, a handsome face, wheat-colored skin, and a pair of bright eyes. He was completely different from those herbal farmers that he had seen before. Chapter 11. Come in and have a seat. Okay, did you plant this? Tung Yuanshan touched the green sealwort and walked a few steps forward. He looked at the sealwort that was drying in the basket. It was huge. Yes. Wang Yao nodded. This is... Tung Yuanshan, who was about to enter the house, was stunned again. He saw several chestnut trees not far away. He had seen many chestnut trees, but it was the first time for him to see chestnut trees that were so densely packed that the branches were bent. Today, coming to Boss Wang's place has really opened my eyes. Tung Yuanshan sighed. You are flattering me. Also, don't call me boss. My name is Wang Yao. Well, I'm a few years older than you. How about I call you brother? Sure, Wang Yao said with a smile. I'll take all the sealworts. Here's the deposit. Tung Yuanshan took out his wallet and put 50,000 yuan on the table. Okay. Seeing that Mr. Tung was so straightforward, Wang Yao also agreed. When can I pick up the sealworts? 3 days later. That's a deal. After chatting for a while, Tung Yuanshan felt that Wang Yao was not an ordinary person. He wanted to make friends with him. I don't know why, but I feel like we are old friends. How about I treat you to lunch? Thank you. I want to buy more sealworts. I will treat you another day. Then I will not disturb you. I will leave first. Wait a minute. Wang Yao turned around and took out a bag of dates. He handed it to Tung Yuanshan. These are jujubes that I just picked. Take them back and try them. I have eaten these dates. They are very delicious. I will take them. Tung Yuanshan took the dates with a smile. Then he got in the car and turned the car around. He drove the Land Rover down the mountain. When he reached the foot of the mountain, he stopped and looked back at the mountainside. I didn't expect there to be such a wonderful person in this mountain village. After Tung Yuanshan left, Wang Yao continued to be busy. Although it was only 2 mu of land, he was really busy. In the afternoon, Wang Fenghua and Zhang Xiuying suddenly went up the mountain. Dad, Mom, why are you here? I'm collecting sealwort for you. Can you handle it all by yourself? Why didn't you tell me? Silly boy. Although she didn't want Wang Yao to continue working on the herbal field, he was her son after all. As a mother, she naturally felt sorry for him. Today, she had nothing to do, so she dragged her husband up the mountain to have a look. They happened to meet a collector of sealwort. The two of you should go inside and rest. I can do this alone. Don't be stubborn, Wang Fenghua said and started to work. Wang Yao smiled. He felt warm in his heart. After all, family was priceless. In this way, the whole family was busy for more than 2 days to collect all the sealwort. In the 2 mu of land, they collected a total of 13,000 kilograms of sealwort. Task: 6,000 kilograms of fresh sealwort per mu is completed. The reward is a pack of herb seeds. When all the sealwort was collected, the system prompt also appeared. Seeds? What kind of seeds? After returning home, Wang Yao went back to his room and opened package. He found a cloth bag in the compartment. He took it out and opened it. There were indeed several seeds in the bag, but they were the size of rice grains. There were only 10 seeds. Detoxification herb seeds. The system prompt was simple. Detoxification herb? What's that? Wang Yao looked it up on the internet. 500 miles south of Wuji Mountain in Jianing County, there was a herb called pasture grass, which could be used to detoxify poison. Could it be this kind of herb? In addition to the pack of seeds, the experience bar under the system panel increased a little bit. He also received 5 more reward points. What's the use of these reward points? The level is too low. No comment. The system's reply made Wang Yao speechless. 3 days later, Tun Yuanshan came as promised with a car. He loaded all the sealwort into the car and transferred the rest of the money to Wang Yao through the bank transfer. When Tun Yuanshan saw the sealwort harvested by Wang Yao, he couldn't stop smiling. As a successful medicine merchant, he knew the value of good medicine very well, especially medicine like sealwort, which was used in large quantities in the market. There were very few wild sealworts, and they would be snatched up as soon as they appeared. The sealworts planted by Wang Yao were comparable to those wild sealworts that had been growing in the mountains for more than 10 years. They were definitely popular. Before leaving, Tun Yuanshan specially negotiated with Wang Yao. If there were any medicinal herbs in the future, Wang Yao would call him as soon as possible. He would definitely buy them at the best price. 2 acres of sealwort, 390,000 yuan. How much did you sell these sealworts for? Zhang Xiaoying thought she misheard. 390,000 yuan. This 50,000 yuan is cash, and the other 340,000 yuan is in my bank account, Wang Yao said. Looking at the money on the table, Wang Fenghua and Zhang Xiaoying were silent. A few days ago, they didn't allow their son to buy the entire Nanshan Hill. In their eyes, it was not a proper job. Moreover, they had lost a lot of money in the past 2 years. However, they didn't expect that their son would give them such a big surprise within a month. 2 acres of sealworts could make so much money. If they planted more sealworts, the whole Nanshan Hill would still be empty. I still want to give it a try for another 2 years. Wang Yao decided to strike while the iron was hot to change his parents' mind. Then give it a try. Zhang Xiaoying thought for a while and said. Wang Fenghua didn't say anything, but Wang Yao, who knew his father's character, knew that he had agreed. Don't worry, Mom and Dad. I won't let you down this time. At this time, he had the mysterious system with him. Not to mention other things, the ancient spring water alone could make all the herbs and trees in the mountain grow crazily. Those were all money. Seeing that his parents agreed, Wang Yao was naturally relieved. In the evening, his parents were discussing in the room. Why is sealworts so valuable? Why don't we plant sealworts in the fields next year? Zhang Xiaoying said. Plant the crops well. Let him deal with the other things alone, Wang Fenghua said. It's too easy to make money. Zhang Xiaoying sighed. It would take them 10 years to save nearly 400,000 yuan, even if they worked themselves to death and lived frugally. When there is profit, there is loss. That's right. Hey, old man, why don't you want your son to do better? The next morning, Wang Yao went to Nanshan Hill early as usual. Although the sealworts had been harvested, there was still a lot of work to do. The herbal field needed to be leveled. It was a good time to sow the seeds of the new bag of detoxifying herbs. How should I plant them? Wang Yao held the seeds of the detoxifying herbs and was a little embarrassed. The depth and spacing of different herbs were different. The spacing should be wider, but not too deep. Wang Yao could only make appropriate adjustments according to Huang Jing's planting experience. He leveled the land and chose a good piece of land. Then he planted the seeds of the detoxifying herbs and watered them with the diluted ancient spring water. Task: plant 5 herbs except sealworts within 10 days. He heard the prompt of the system when he had just planted the seeds of the detoxifying herbs. Chapter 12. 5 kinds of herbs, including the antidote herb. Yes. Well, I have to work again. In other words, Wang Yao had to hurry up and consider at least 4 kinds of herbs that could be used in Chinese medicine, and they had to be planted successfully within 10 days. In fact, he had already thought of 2 kinds of herbs, but now he needed at least 2 more. Moreover, because of the ancient spring water, he was not worried about the survival of these herbs. After all, it was the essence of the mountains and rivers. Because there was no sealwort, there was a lot of ancient spring water left. He left a little more than usual and diluted the rest to water the nearby trees. After a period of watering, the trees grew in a state that was somewhat against the law of nature. Even in autumn, the leaves did not show any signs of turning yellow. They were still green, as if they had just been washed. The chestnuts should be ripe. It's time to pick them. After finishing his work on the hill, he immediately went down the hill because there was still a lot of work to do. After going down the hill, he first went to the village committee to discuss the issue of contracting Nanshan Hill with the secretary of the village. Then he signed a contract and went to the bank in town to transfer the money. Uncle Li, 400,000 yuan. Wang Yao took the bill and handed it to Wang Jinli in front of several village committee members. Do your best. Wang Jinli took the bill with a smile. Thank you. After saying goodbye to the elders, Wang Yao rode his bike into town. He wanted to inspect the seeds or plants of Chinese medicine. A 400,000 yuan loan? So soon? Not all of it is a loan. Didn't someone go up the hill to buy the herbs he planted yesterday? How much can the sealwort on the 2 acres of land be worth? Perhaps none of the village committee members would believe that the sealwort on the 2 acres of land was sold for nearly 400,000 yuan. If Wang Yao didn't say it, his family wouldn't say it either. Such a way of making money would only make people jealous. Some people might even lose their minds and cause more trouble. Anyway, starting from next year, he will give the village 20,000 yuan every year for free. This is written in the contract. Just for this, we have to support him. Besides, we are all from the same village. If he develops well, it will be good for our village, Wang Jinli finally said. After that night, he realized that he was wrong, and the villagers were also wrong. That young man was open-minded, understanding, and knowledgeable. He was definitely not as stupid as the villagers said. Moreover, he could easily take out 400,000 yuan today. At such a young age, he had a kind of courage that ordinary people did not have. His eyes were firm, and he clearly saw the future. Such a young man was enough to be called an outstanding person. At this time, Wang Yao didn't care about the views of the several village committee members. In fact, he didn't care about their views at all. He was riding his bike to the county town. He went to the supplier who had provided him with herbs and seeds last time and asked for the seeds of several kinds of Chinese herbs that he had thought of. Ginseng, wolfberry, gentian, Radix adenophyra, and Radix sapochnikovii. Young man, why are you buying these seeds? The person selling the seeds was an old man in his 50s. He couldn't help but ask curiously as it was the first time someone had bought the seeds of these herbs. To plant them, Wang Yao said with a smile. Plant them in the herbal field? The old man asked further. Yes, that won't do. These 5 kinds of herbs have different requirements for the soil, and their growth habits are different. Young man, listen to my advice. If you really want Chinese herbs, you have to choose a suitable one. Don't bite off more than you can chew. The old man who provided the seeds kindly advised. Just because of what you said, I'll buy these seeds from you. I just want to try planting them and see which ones are suitable. Wang Yao said with a smile. That's good. The old man chose the seeds after hearing that. It's fine if you just want to try. These seeds aren't worth much. After buying the seeds and paying the bill, Wang Yao prepared to go home. Hey, isn't this Wang Yao? An Audi A4 stopped in front of Wang Yao. The window rolled down, and there was a handsome young man who was dressed fashionably. He looked about the same age as Wang Yao. You are Yang Ming? Wang Yao stared at the young man who was leaving for a while. Then, he realized that the young man in the car was his high school classmate. That's me. I haven't seen you for a few years. When did you come back? I came back after graduation. Really? Where are you working? Yang Ming asked with a smile. I'm farming a home. Wang Yao smiled. Don't joke around. I remember you were admitted to a famous university. Yang Ming obviously didn't believe Wang Yao's words. It's true. Why would I lie to you? I'm here by seeds. What about you? Wang Yao shook the herb seeds in his hand. Just SOSO. I'm in the Education Bureau. Although he said it was just SOSO, his expression was obviously proud. Wang Yao clearly remembered that when he was in school, some of his classmates didn't study well at all. During the exam, they either copied or made it up. However, after the college entrance examination, they were able to enter a university with a poor score. Although it was just a mediocre college entrance examination, the reason was that they had a good family background and a good father. Yang Ming in front of him was one of the representatives. It seemed that his father was the director of a bureau. The power in his hands wasn't small. Otherwise, it was impossible for him to drive such a car with his current age and income. It's a good place. Public institution, an iron rice bowl. If it was in the past, he might have some anger and unwillingness. Although he graduated from a famous university, he had to go through layers of screening to enter such a unit at the same age. The person might only need a phone call to settle it. This was the reality of the current society. Ability was not as good as connections. But now, he had the magical system. He didn't even consider these things. Let's exchange phone numbers. Let's meet up when we are free. Yang Ming, who was sitting in the car, said, Okay. They exchanged each other's phone numbers. After chatting for a while, they said goodbye and went to do their own things. So what if you graduated from a famous university? Oomph. After walking away, Yang Ming, who was sitting in the car, snorted coldly. When he was in school, the teachers of various subjects praised Wang Yao as a top student. They said that the college entrance examination was a dragon's gate. After passing it, the carp would become a dragon with a bright future. But today, it seemed that even if he passed the dragon's gate, there was a possibility that he would fall back into the river pond and become a carp. No, a loach. After returning to the village, Wang Yao went straight up the hill. The 5 herbs he brought back had to be planted separately. He couldn't simply plant them together. Moreover, he had to ensure that they could be planted successfully. Although they had the magical effect of the ancient spring water, it still needed to be planned well. The wolfberry was planted on the hillside, the ginseng was planted under the tree, and the gentian grass, sand ginseng, and parsnip were planted in the herbal field. After carefully walking around the cottage for a few rounds, Wang Yao came up with a plan. The task given by the system only asked him to plant 5 herbs, but it didn't ask for the quantity. In other words, he could plant even 1 herb as long as it could ensure its survival. Chapter 13. That's it. I'll plant the seeds tomorrow and water them with ancient spring water. I'll harvest the chestnuts along the way. Wang Yao looked up at the chestnuts that had already exploded. Some of the yellow chestnuts had already fallen to the ground. Wang Yao had already picked up a lot of them under the tree. They were all big and dark purple in color. I'll take them back and fry them. After dinner, Zhang Xiaoying put a plate of fried chestnuts on the table. The aroma was tempting. Wang Yao opened a chestnut while it was still hot and put it into his mouth. It was very fragrant, very sweet, and very delicious. Delicious. Yes, it's delicious. Is this also the fruit of the chestnut trees on the hill? Zhang Xiaoying asked. Yes. Why didn't it taste good last year? Why is it different this year? Maybe the mountain god saw that I've been busy for 3 years and didn't want me to go back empty-handed. So he showed up, Wang Yao said with a smile. That's possible. Go to the hill tomorrow and burn some paper money to worship the mountain god. Mom, don't worry about it. I've never heard of the mountain god in this village. That's a lie. Your son has been busy on the hill all day. How can I not have some results? Wang Yao quickly stopped his mother. It was autumn now. The weather was dry and the wind was strong. The whole hill might be burned down. The next morning, when Wang Yao came to the hill, he was surprised to find that the seeds of the antidote herbs he planted yesterday had sprouted. There were some green leaves on them. Isn't this speed a little fast? He picked up the tools and planted the seeds he bought from the county yesterday. Then, he carefully watered them with diluted ancient spring water. I hope they can sprout soon. After planting the herbs, he picked up a pole and started to beat the chestnuts. It took him a day to beat the chestnuts. He put the chestnuts in a bag and planned to sell them in town the next day. These chestnuts should be able to exchange for some money. Although he had made some money by selling dates and sealwort some time ago, he had spent 400,000 yuan on the contract for the mountain. He had no money on hand, so he wanted to save some money to buy a car. Otherwise, it wouldn't be suitable for him to ride a motorcycle when it was cold. San Xian, you have to take good care of the herbs I planted. Don't let anything go wrong. Before going down the hill, Wang Yao asked San Xian, who was guarding the hill, to take care of San Xian. These days, San Xian seemed to have grown bigger. Woof, woof, woof. San Xian barked a few times to show that it understood. A day later, when he went up the mountain the next morning, he found that the seeds he planted yesterday did not germinate, but the detoxification grass he planted the day before yesterday was growing well after germinating. What's going on? Don't tell me you bought inferior seeds. This time, when Wang Yao watered the seeds, the concentration of ancient spring water was several times higher. After finishing his work, he took a big bag of chestnuts to town on his motorcycle. He went to the place where he set up his stall a few days ago. Hey, young man, you are here again. What are you going to sell this time? Still dates? It was the same man next to Wang Yao. His surname was Chun and his name was Cohen. No, chestnuts. Chestnuts. How much are you going to sell them this time? 30 yuan, Wang Yao said after thinking for a while. Well, there should be people who want to buy them. Having seen the magical scene when Wang Yao sold dates, the middle-aged man believed that chestnuts could be sold even at 50 yuan a kilo, and people would probably go crazy to buy them. After a while, people came to ask about the price. However, when they heard that it was 30 yuan a kilo, they all turned around and left. They looked at Wang Yao as if he was an idiot. F***CK. If you don't want to buy it, then don't buy it. What do you mean by looking at me like that? Hey, isn't this the boss who sells dates? What good stuff do you have this time? A man who bought dates last time noticed Wang Yao. Boss, what are you selling this time? Chestnuts. They're not small. How much for 500 kilo? 30 yuan. Give me 1 kilo to try. After hearing the price, the man didn't have the same reaction as the previous people. Instead, he paid for 1 kilo. Here you are. In the morning, Wang Yao sold 1 kilo of chestnuts. He was not in a hurry. At noon, he bought 2 kilos of chestnuts and took out his mobile phone to check the knowledge of planting herbs that he had downloaded. In the afternoon, the magical scene happened again. Many people drove to buy chestnuts. The big bag of chestnuts was quickly sold out. Hey, I have to be convinced. The stall owners were all envious. Take this back and try it. As usual, Wang Yao left some for Chun Kuan. How can I accept this? Chun Kuan hurriedly said. A few kilos of chestnuts was equivalent to his day's income. Hey, it's grown by my own family. Take it. Okay, thank you. Wang Yao rode the motorcycle home while humming a song. Beep, beep, beep. Suddenly, there was a car horn. Wang Yao looked back and found a white Audi A4. The window was down. Inside the car was Yang Ming, who he had met by chance a few days ago. He was wearing a suit and leather shoes and was extraordinarily handsome. In the front passenger seat, there was a beautiful woman with light makeup. She had white teeth and red lips. Her eyebrows were picturesque. Tong Wei, Wang Yao. The young woman was also surprised. How can it be you? Didn't you study abroad? She just came back this year. Yang Ming at the side said, Are you free tonight? Let's get together. I have an appointment with a few other classmates. Another day. I still have something to do at home. Wang Yao hesitated for a moment and said, Another day then. Goodbye. Tong Wei smiled and waved at Wang Yao. A beauty's smile was like a flower in full bloom. Goodbye. The Audi and the motorcycle separated and went far away. One was wearing a suit and leather shoes, driving a good car and having a good job. The other was wearing ordinary clothes, riding a second-hand motorcycle, and not doing proper work at home. One was once a bad student, the other was once a good student. In the end, there was still a big gap between them. What is Wang Yao doing now? In the car, Tong Wei looked out of the window and asked. He is farming at home. Yang Ming smiled and said, I met him a few days ago. He seemed to be buying some seeds. Farming? How is that possible? Tong Wei was surprised. He used to be a top student in his class and even in the department. His score was only one step away from Tsinghua University. Who would believe that he chose to go home and farm? It's true. How can I lie to you? He said it himself. Yang Ming smiled. Tong Wei didn't speak. She just looked out of the window, quietly. She had left this small town for 3 years. Where should I go to welcome you tonight? Anywhere. Tong Wei didn't seem to be very interested in this matter. Let's go to Spring of the Southern Kingdom. The southern dishes there are very authentic, Yang Ming said. Okay, take me home first. I didn't expect her to come back. Wang Yao rode the motorcycle, but his mind was thinking about the beauty just now. Chapter 14. Tong Wei used to be the campus belle of Wang Yao's school. At that time, many people wrote love letters to her, and there was a line of people chasing her. Wang Yao also liked her secretly. The girl was not only beautiful, but also had excellent grades. After the college entrance examination, she was admitted to a key university and then went abroad to study. After that, there was no news of her. The last time Wang Yao saw her was at the class reunion during the winter break of the 3rd year. At that time, she was like a flower in full bloom. At that time, many people at the table wanted to chase her while they were drunk, but she rejected them very politely. Among them was Yang Ming. He didn't expect to see the beauty of the past today, and under such circumstances. Looking at Yang Ming, it was obvious that he was chasing him. The way he looked at him showed some disdain. He didn't try to hide it. Yes, in terms of family background, Wang Yao was not as good as him. In terms of current job, he was not as good as him. But so what? I have a pot of water that can promote the growth of all things. I have a mountain that can grow millions of herbs. With a magical system, there are endless possibilities. Now, it's just a tiger in the sun and a dragon swimming in shallow water. One day, I will be a tiger roaring in a mountain and a dragon swimming in the sky. When that day comes, I will see how you look at me. After returning home, he planted some chestnuts and put them into a bag. He was going to sell them in the city the next day. The next day, when Wang Yao rushed to the mountain, he found that the herbs he planted had all sprouted. The antidote herb had also grown apiece. Mission: plant 5 types of herbs, excluding sealwort, within 10 days. Reward skill: detect. At this moment, the system's voice suddenly sounded. That's it. Wang Yao was stunned. He didn't expect the mission to be completed so easily. Probe? What kind of ability is this? He opened the system panel and saw the prompt. Detect. Detect the attributes of the plant and know its growth state. How do I use this skill? Wang Yao came to the antidote herb that had sprouted 2 days after he planted it. Then he silently said detect. Antidote herb, licorice root, it can detoxify hundreds of poisons. It just sprouted. Licorice root? It can cure hundreds of poisons. What's going on? Seeing this notification, Wang Yao was stunned. For the time being, he didn't know what the spirit herb in the brackets meant, but the explanation that it could cure hundreds of poisons was very arrogant. It usually appeared in some Xinxian novels, such as 100-year-old cinnabar fruit, 1,000-year-old ginseng, and Polygonum multiflorum, which had this effect. Try something else? He then came to the side of the sprouted gentian grass. Gentian expels fire and dehumidification, just sprouted. Again. Desert ginseng. Qi flourishes and produces blood, supporting the upright and repelling evil. It just sprouted. Then he came to the chestnut tree. Chestnut invigorates the spleen and replenishes qi, nourishes the kidney and strengthens the tendons. Was that even possible? How magical! Wang Yao was stunned. It took him a while to regain his senses. This is equivalent to carrying a huge dictionary of plants. After excitedly experimenting a few more times, he suddenly felt a little dizzy, and his body also felt tired. Only then did he realize that this ability could not be used indefinitely. It needed to consume the energy in his body. It's time to go back and have a good rest. I'll continue to be busy tomorrow. In addition to this special ability, as usual, his experience bar increased by a bit, and he also received 8 reward points. After Wang Yao was busy in the herbal field, he continued to go to the city to sell chestnuts. This time, he sold out all the chestnuts in less than 2 hours. Therefore, he went home early, picked the remaining chestnuts, peeled them, and put them into a bag to continue to sell the next day. Early in the morning, when he was busy in the herbal field, he suddenly heard a voice. Task: make a dose of your own medicine within a month. The penalty for failure is to deduct any attribute point from the host. The system's task notification sounded. Make a dose of my own medicine? What kind of task is this? Wang Yao was very puzzled. The penalty for failure was even more severe. His highest physical attribute was only 1. 5. If one attribute was deducted, he would basically be a useless person. System, what does this mean by making a dose of my own medicine? Wang Yao asked. The host created it by himself, unprecedented. Self-created and unprecedented. Isn't this too difficult? Wang Yao was surprised. In the field of making medicine, Wang Yao was completely in the dark. He knew nothing about it. What should I do now? After returning home, Wang Yao began to act quickly. He turned on the computer and searched for information about prescriptions. The most famous one in this regard was undoubtedly the 1,000 golden prescriptions of the ancient famous Dr. Sun Simiao. There were a lot of precious Chinese medicine prescriptions recorded in it. Can I change some of the prescriptions and make them my own? Thinking of this, Wang Yao was a little excited. After eating, he returned to his room to study the 1,000 golden prescriptions. Then he found that a variety of Chinese herbs were needed to make these medicines, so he wrote down a few of the required herbs. He was going to buy some of them when he went to the city the next day to try them at home. The next day, after he was busy on the mountain, he took the packed chestnuts to the city. This time, the speed of sales was much faster. In a short time, there were not many left. Boss, how much is a kilo of chestnuts in your class? A pleasant female voice asked. 30 yuan. Wang Yao, who was busy cleaning up the stall, said without raising his head. That's so expensive. Can you make it cheaper? Sorry. Then give me one. 5 kilos of chestnuts? Okay, wait a moment. Wang Yao turned around and was about to weigh the chestnuts when he saw a beauty in casual clothes standing in front of him. Her legs were long, her waist was slim, and her hair was slightly curly. Her eyebrows were picturesque. Wang Yao, Tong Wei. After seeing the beauty in front of him, Wang Yao was stunned. It was actually the female classmate he met in the car yesterday. He did not expect to meet her again in such a way today. What a coincidence. Yes, what a coincidence. Tong Wei looked at her former classmate with a smile. She was very surprised. Why are you selling chestnuts here? I planted some at home. I can't finish them, so I sell them for money. Here, take the bag a try. Wang Yao packed a bag of chestnuts and handed it to Tong Wei without weighing it. How much is it? Hey, don't make fun of me. Take it and eat it. If you want more, let me know. Then I won't be polite. Tong Wei took the bag and said generously, by the way, can I have your contact? Okay, I heard from Yang Ming that you do farming at home. The beauty smiled. She was more beautiful than a flower. Chapter 15. For example, Yang Ming would say that he was farming at home. However, when other people said it, it would sound pleasant and classy. For example, Tong Wei said that she was involved in farming. Yeah, I'm doing it by myself, Wang Yao said with a smile. When you become a big boss, remember to treat me. Sure, Wang Yao said with a smile. After the two of them chatted for a while, Tong Wei left after exchanging contact information with each other. Little brother, is she your classmate? Chen Kuan asked curiously. Yeah, what? This girl is really pretty. Does she have a boyfriend yet? I don't know, Wang Yao said. Hurry up and ask around. If she doesn't have one, you can do it quickly, Chen Kuan said with a smile. Wang Yao just smiled after hearing that. Don't laugh. I, your brother, am an expert in fortune-telling. This woman will definitely bring good fortune to her husband. Moreover, she looks wealthy and extraordinary. Marrying her won't be a mistake. Chen Kuan vowed solemnly, as if he was telling the truth. Don't tease me. Thank you for your kindness. These chestnuts are for you. As he spoke, he gave the rest of the chestnuts to Chen Kuan. Hey, don't doubt me. I don't usually tell people. Okay. Thank you. I'm going home. See you next time. Hey, after packing his things, he left on his bicycle and went to a pharmacy nearby. He bought some Chinese herbs and a clay pot that was specially used to boil Chinese herbs on the list that he had prepared beforehand. Then he left the shop. Back home, according to the description in the 1,000 gold prescription, he changed the ratio and composition of several Chinese herbs. Then, he put them on the fire and boiled a black liquid, filling the whole room with a strange and pungent smell of medicine. Yao, what are you doing? Zhang Xiaoying, who had just returned home, smelled the pungent smell as soon as she entered the house. She immediately went to the kitchen and saw her son staring at the black substance in a daze. It didn't work. Wang Yao looked at the black substance and sighed. What are you doing? Zhang Xiaoying was puzzled. Nothing, Mom. I'm doing an experiment. Wang Yao got up and poured the substance in the pot into the trash can in the yard. Don't mess around. Look at the smell in the house. Sigh. Wang Yao responded. However, he still decided to continue the experiment because there was still a month. If he couldn't complete the task, he might become a useless person. In the middle of the night, when it was late at night, a hen in Wang Yao's yard suddenly started to crow. What's the situation? Someone came in? Wang Yao turned on the light and entered the yard. He was surprised to see a scene. The hen was actually walking the catwalk. It shook its head with every 3 steps and wagged its tail with every 4 steps. Damn, what's the situation? Has it become a spirit? What is this chicken doing? Is it dancing in the square? Wang Yao's mother, Zhang Xiaoying, also came out with a coat. The hen was still walking the catwalk in the yard. It crowed after every few steps. Could it be that it laid eggs? When have you seen a hen walking the catwalk excitedly after laying eggs? Could it have eaten something? Zhang Xiaoying asked. Eaten something? Wang Yao quivered. He walked a few steps to the trash can and shone the light into it. There were traces of the chicken pecking on the dregs of decoction. Could it be because it ate these dregs? The hen tossed and turned in the yard for more than an hour before it stopped. System, does my decoction count as my own, and no one has ever done it before? No, the system said. Why? He looked at the 2 words that popped up in front of him. Medicine, cure diseases, strengthen the body. There were more than a dozen simple words. What do you mean? Wang Yao was stunned for a moment. He then understood that the decoction that he had randomly modified according to the invaluable prescription should not be able to cure diseases. Looking at the condition of the chicken, it seemed that it would have adverse reactions. A decoction that could cure diseases had to be created by himself. This was so difficult. The next day, after finishing his work in the herbal field, Wang Yao returned home. He bought some books in the evening, mainly about Chinese medicine knowledge and some Chinese medicine theories. He wanted to find inspiration from these materials. During the day, he tried to create decoctions at home, as usual. The house was filled with the smell of Chinese medicine from morning to night. In the end, he had no choice but to move to the cottage on the hill to continue his journey of creation. 3 days later, the related books that he had ordered at night were sent to his home one after another. He began to study day and night, hoping to find some tricks to concoct prescriptions from them. In this way, in the process of continuous learning and experimentation, more than 10 days passed. During these 10 days, he experimented and learned day and night. He did not know how many Chinese medicine herbs he had wasted, but he did not succeed once. Could it be that my idea is wrong? That afternoon, Wang Yao sat outside the cottage and thought. In the herbal field in front of him, the Chinese medicine seeds planted a few days ago had sprouted and grown. Under the magical effect of the ancient spring water, they were growing very well. What surprised him the most was that the first 10 antidote herbs he planted had grown leaves. One of them had 3 leaves, and the leaves were green and heart-shaped. I don't know how to use the herbs that have been designated as licorice roots by the system. Dozens of miles away, in the emergency center of the People's Hospital in Lianshan City. Get out of the way, get out of the way. A team of paramedics rushed in with a stretcher. A young man was lying on the stretcher. His face was strangely red. It was dark red, as if he was on fire. Heart rate, 145. Blood pressure, 120, 180. Lidocaine injection, 5 milliliters. The paramedics were in the front, followed by a few panicked family members. Soon, they were separated by a door. Little Xiao, what's going on? I don't know. We were having fun on the hill when he suddenly screamed and fell to the ground. His body twitched, and he fainted not long after. We called 120. Could it be that something bad happened? A woman in her 40s was anxious because it was her only son who was in the emergency room. Auntie, don't worry. You have to trust the doctor. A young man next to her comforted her. Time passed by. The people outside were waiting anxiously. Ding! Finally, the door opened, and a doctor walked out from inside. Doctor, how is my son? The woman hurried over. We tried our best, but the effect is not obvious. You have to be mentally prepared. What? The woman was completely dumbfounded, and she fell to the ground and started to cry. My son. Auntie, don't be like this. Chapter 16. What should I do? Wang Yao had been busy for almost 10 days, but he had made no progress. However, he had gained a lot of knowledge about medicine. The herbs he planted on the hill were growing very well. In 10 days, the growth of the herbs had exceeded the normal growth of several months. Woof, 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 woof. Just as Wang Yao was sitting on the bench and staring at the hill in a daze, San Xian, who was next to him, suddenly barked. After a while, Wang Yao saw a tall man with a square face. He looked masculine. It was his good friend, Wang Mingbao. Oh, you've planted new herbs again? Yes, the bench is in the room. Take it yourself, Wang Yao said. Wang Mingbao sat down and lit a cigarette. He took a deep breath and blew out a smoke ring. Don't smoke on the hill. Hey, just one, Wang Mingbao replied. Do you still remember the guy who always followed us when we were young? Wang Zixiao. Yes, do you still remember? How can I not remember? The guy was very clingy when he was young. We just met a few days ago. Why did you suddenly mention him? Wang Yao asked with a smile. Speaking of which, Wang Zixiao was their relative. When he was young, he always followed them. They were the same age and grew up together. They got along well with each other. Their families also got along well. They had a lot of contact on weekdays. He is hospitalized in the county town. He is seriously ill. When did it happen? Wang Yao hurriedly asked. The day before yesterday. It is said that his condition is very bad. The hospital has sent a notice to ask the family to be mentally prepared, Wang Mingbao said. Let's go to town and have a look, Wang Yao immediately said. That's what I thought too. That's why I came to find you. The two brothers went down the mountain and entered the city. Outside the hospital, they bought some things and inquired about the ward where Wang Zixiao was. There was a man lying in the bed in a coma. His face was blue and black. It was Wang Zixiao. The other two beds were empty. The two people beside his bed were his parents. The mother was sobbing in a low voice, and the father was also frowning. After all, the child they raised with great efforts was in danger in the blink of an eye. No one would be so sad. Uncle, Aunt. Yao Mingbao, why are you here? I heard that Zixiao was sick, so we came to take a look. How is he? Is he better? No, he's still unconscious. Wang Zixiao's father sighed. What disease is it? Why is it so serious? Wang Yao asked. It's poison. The doctor said that he was poisoned, but he couldn't find out what kind of poison it was. He only knew that the poison was very strong and couldn't be controlled. Poison? Hearing this word, Wang Yao was stunned. Why didn't he transfer to another hospital? Wang Mingbao asked. After all, this was a hospital in the county. The medical facilities were limited. Some diseases had not been seen at all, let alone treated. The leaf of the detoxification grass melted. Then the spring water in the clay pot turned green. A light herbal smell floated out. Wang Yao was shocked. He immediately took the clay pot down from the fire. He looked at it carefully. It was just a small pot of green water like melted jade. There is no sign of the leaf of the detoxification grass. What's going on? He was stunned. After coming to his senses, he carefully put the green liquid in the pot into a glass bottle. It was crystal clear without any impurities. Will it work? He looked at the liquid in the glass bottle. After thinking for a while, he went down the hill and went straight to the city on his motorcycle. After all, it's a human life. I might as well give it a try. Yao. When he hurried to the hospital, Wang Zixiao's parents were very surprised to see him. After all, he had just left in the afternoon. Uncle, Auntie, I'm here to help Zixiao, Wang Yao said while wiping his sweat. Help Zixiao? How? Wang Zixiao's parents hurriedly asked. I want to visit an old Chinese medicine doctor this afternoon. He boiled a decoction for me. He said it could detoxify hundreds of poisons. I brought it here. Wang Yao took out the prepared glass bottle, which contained the ancient spring water mixed with the detoxification grass. Chapter 17. Is it going to work? Wang Zixiao's parents looked at each other. Shall we call the doctor? Wang Zixiao's mother asked. Auntie, if you call the doctor, he won't let you drink it. The old Chinese medicine doctor said that this medicine can only be given to the patient and can't be tested, Wang Yao said. He knew that if the doctor came, it would be troublesome. According to the temperament of those doctors, they would not let the patient take this medicine without any certificate. Try it. Wang Zixiao's father suddenly stood up and took the glass bottle in Wang Yao's hand. Their son had been like this for 2 days. Yesterday, he was still in the ICU. Today, he was directly pushed out, saying that he needed to be observed. They heard from the people in the nearby ward that there was no hope in this situation. In the afternoon, they had just received the notice of critical illness. Seeing that he was dying, they had to give it a try. Wang Zixiao's parents gently opened his mouth and fed him a bit of the turquoise medicament. After that, they sat aside and watched their son nervously. About 10 minutes later, Wang Zixiao, who had been in a coma since he was admitted to the hospital, moved his right hand and opened his mouth. There was a reaction. Zixiao. Seeing this, the couple was very surprised and hurriedly called his ear. Hurry up, feed him the rest of the medicine. The couple hurriedly fed him the rest of the medicine. About 20 minutes later, the ominous blackness on Wang Zixiao's face slowly faded. He slowly opened his eyes and moved his lips. Dad, Mom? The voice was very weak, like the hum of a mosquito, but in the ears of his parents who were waiting anxiously, it was the most beautiful voice in the world. Zixiao, you woke up? The couple cried with joy. Wang Yao was also stunned because he heard another voice. Task. Make your own medicine within a month. Completed, you will be rewarded with a prescription. The host has met the requirements to upgrade. Do you want to upgrade? Upgrade, Wang Yao said almost subconsciously. There was no light, no thunder, and everything was calm as usual. He just felt that there seemed to be something more in his mind. The knowledge about herbs was directly poured into his mind as if he was enlightened. His head was a little swollen. Thank you so much, Yao. At this time, Wang Zixiao's father held Wang Yao's hand tightly. He was so excited that he was incoherent. His wife rushed out to call the doctor. It's my duty, Uncle. I hope you can keep this a secret. Don't tell anyone else. Hey, don't worry. After a while, a doctor and 2 nurses rushed into the ward and began to examine Wang Zixiao, who had woken up. Impossible, this is impossible. As the examination went on, the doctor's eyes widened and his voice trembled. The patient was clearly showing signs of organ failure and was about to die, but at this time, his vital signs were stable. Even his heartbeat and blood pressure had returned to an acceptable level. What did you do to him? After the examination, the doctor asked anxiously. No, nothing. Wang Zixiao's father was stunned. Doctor, is my son better? Yes. We're temporarily out of danger, but we still need to observe for a while. You really didn't do anything? He asked again. Yes, what can we do? Wang Yao was also speechless. This was a hospital. How could the doctor ask such a question? This was simply a miracle. The doctor whispered. When the medical staff was busy, Wang Yao quietly put the empty glass bottle into his pocket. Then he said goodbye to Wang Zixiao's father and turned to leave the ward. He was ready to go home. Unexpectedly, his father followed him and caught Wang Yao. Yao, Thank you so much this time. If you have any problems in the future, I will definitely help you as long as I can. The middle-aged man, who was nearly 50 years old, had tears in his eyes. In his opinion, Wang Yao's kindness was higher than the sky and deeper than the sea. They would remember it for the rest of their lives. Hey, you should go in and take care of Zhixiao first. Remember, don't tell the doctors about this. You should tell my aunt. Wang Yao was afraid that Zhixiao and his wife would spill the beans out of excitement, so he emphasized it again. I will keep it in mind. I will tell your aunt. Don't worry. Okay, I will go first. Drive safe. When Wang Yao returned home by motorcycle, it was already dark. His parents were waiting for him to have dinner. Where have you been? I didn't see you on the hill. Zhang Xiaoying asked. Wang Zhixiao is not in the hospital. I went to see him, Wang Yao said. Well, you should go and see him. How is he? Is he better? He should be better. I heard that he has woken up. He has woken up? Didn't they say that his condition was very serious? Why did he suddenly wake up? Zhang Xiaoying was surprised. Maybe the doctors suddenly found a way to treat him. Besides, it is a good thing that he has woken up. Let's have dinner. Wang Fenghua said 2 words. The conversation between the mother and the son came to an end. After dinner, Wang Yao hurried back to his room and opened the system panel to see what the new reward was after the upgrade. He did not expect that the task would be completed in such a way. When he heard the prompt in the hospital, he was stunned. Previously, he thought that the task of making his own medicine was very difficult. After all, it was a pioneering task. He did not expect that the simple antidote grass and ancient spring water would be able to complete the task successfully. He had to admit that he was very lucky. The display on the system panel had changed to a certain extent. Character level, to profession level, rookie, yes, still a rookie, physique 1. 5, strength 1. 2, spirit 1. 3, agility 1. 2, willpower 1. 2, planting medicinal herbs. Level 1, rookie, upgrade reward. 1 formula, 1 pack of herb seeds. This was the reward he received after the upgrade. Formula? What formula? Wang Yao opened it. A light flashed, and then a formula was directly imprinted in his mind. Enchantment dispels depression, regulates qi, nourishes the heart, and calms the nerves. Formula: ginseng, angelica, poria cocos, licorice moonlight herb. Wait, what is this moonlight herb? He looked at the list of names of Chinese herbs. He knew most of them, but he wasn't sure about a few of them. He vaguely remembered that he had seen them in books. However, he couldn't remember where he had seen them before. Forget it. There's also a pack of seeds. Let's see what they are. Moonlight herb seeds. It is actually waiting for me here. Great. Chapter 18. Mission: make 5 decoctions in 5 days. Reward: list of magic herbs. Punishment for failure: deduction of 1 attribute point. Mission: successfully make Anshinsen within a month. Reward: 1 formula. Punishment for failure: unable to use the ancient spring pot for a month. 2 missions at once. System: are there any special requirements for the 5 decoctions? No. Is the existing formula enough? Yes. Phew, that's good. Wang Yao breathed a sigh of relief. If he was asked to concoct a potion that was unique to him, it would be impossible for him to complete this mission. He might as well give up. Even the previous mission was only completed by accident. He quickly took out the books he had bought online and selected a few simple prescriptions that didn't have too many side effects on the body. By the time he was done, it was already past 9 o'clock in the evening. I'll sleep early tonight. I'll be busy tomorrow, Wang Yao said to himself as he looked at the 2 new missions. The next morning, he went up the hill and watered the herbs that were growing well. He also marked out an area to plant the moonlight herb seeds that he had obtained after leveling up last night. He carefully scattered the small seeds and watered them with ancient spring water. After that, he was ready to go into town to buy the herbs he needed to make the decoctions. On the way, he happened to meet Wang Mingbao. Brother, where are you going? Town. I'm going to buy something. Get on the bike. It's okay. It's more convenient for me to ride my bike. Cut the crap. Hurry up. I'm going into town. I'll give you a ride. Okay. Wait for me for a while. After leaving the bike at home, Wang Yao got on the bike and followed Wang Mingbao into town. What are you going to do in town? Wang Yao said. Wang Mingbao opened a shop in town that specialized in interior decoration. In the past 2 years, real estate was booming. He was generous and generous. With his father's connections, his business was very good. He had made a lot of money in the past few years. I'm interested in a 2-story house in town. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to talk to the owner about the price. Good. You're developing fast. Wang Yao laughed. Just fooling around. Wang Mingbao smiled. After entering the county town, they went to the county medicinal materials company. Wang Yao took out the list of medicinal materials he had prepared and prepared to purchase them. Wang Mingbao left first. The two of them agreed to have lunch together at noon and return to the village in the afternoon. Young man, why are you buying these herbs? The staff member took Wang Yao's list and was a little surprised. There were quite a few types of Chinese medicine on the list, but there were not many of them. I'm learning how to brew Chinese medicine from my master, Wang Yao said with a smile. Hee hee, there's no need to boil it with traditional Chinese medicine. Of course, we have to use the real thing. All right, just you wait. Ginseng, angelica, poria cocos, licorice, dried ginger, atractylodes, buplurum. There were more than 20 herbs in total. After weighing them, the man placed them separately and wrote down their names before wrapping them up in a big bag. Young man, you can boil these herbs, but don't drink them after boiling them. The man was also a kind person. He was afraid that the young man in front of him would drink the herbs after boiling them. If that happened, there might be problems. Fortunately, most of these herbs were supplements. Even if he ate them, at most he would have too much yang heat, imbalance of yin and yang, diarrhea, and other minor problems. It would not kill him. Okay, thank you. Wang Yao thanked him. At noon, Wang Mingbao drove over. The two of them found a nearby restaurant to have lunch. According to Wang Yao's idea, they should go home directly to have lunch. However, Wang Mingbao did not agree. He insisted on treating Wang Yao to a meal, so they chose a restaurant. They sat down and ordered a few dishes. The two of them chatted casually. As they chatted, they talked about Wang Zixiao, who was critically ill a few days ago. I just met Zixiao's aunt. I heard that Zixiao's body recovered very quickly. He is going to be discharged tomorrow. Really? That's a good thing. Wang Yao replied. I also heard that the group of doctors made the treatment plan and process into a classic case, Wang Mingbao said. What? Wang Yao was stunned. He did not know the specific treatment process, but he knew that it was the antidote that saved Wang Zixiao's life. To be precise, it was the magical effect of the detoxification grass. The biggest role of the hospital's treatment plan was to prevent the patient's condition from deteriorating at best. They did not even do that. Otherwise, they would not have issued a notice of critical illness. I didn't expect these doctors to have some skills, Wang Mingbao said. Ha! Wang Yao laughed. He was afraid that until now, they did not even know what kind of poison was in Wang Zixiao, let alone treat him. Anyway, it's good that he is fine. Yes. While they were talking, the dishes were served. The two of them chatted while eating. How's the negotiation in your restaurant? Basically, it's settled. We have agreed to sign the contract the day after tomorrow. By the way, we have completed the property transfer procedures. Will you live in the city in the future? Not necessarily. To be honest, I prefer to live in the village. There are many relatives and friends. It's convenient to visit, Wang Mingbao said. But many people want to come up. Maybe in a few years, people in the city will want to live down there. The two of them rushed back to the village after dinner. After arriving home, Wang Yao sorted out the Chinese medicine materials and went up the hill. Get ready to start. He packed up his things and began to choose the Chinese medicine to make the decoction. He started with a few simple prescriptions, such as the small buplurum soup. The Chinese medicine formula and the process of making it were relatively simple. There were not many side effects. He chose the herbs, washed the herbs, and boiled the soup. The soup was simmered slowly. Gradually, the fragrance of the herbs spread out. When the soup was almost finished, he poured away the dregs. A bowl of buplurum soup was finished. Strange, why is there no reaction? Do I have to drink it? When the medicine was a little cold, Wang Yao raised his head and drank it. However, there was still no reaction. What's the situation, system? What's the problem? There is a mistake in the preparation process. Mistake? What's the mistake? There was no reply from the system. Wang Yao had to be patient and try again. At the same time, he carefully paid attention to every step, thinking about where he could easily make mistakes. It was not easy to make a bowl of soup, but the result was still a failure. It's a failure again. What's the problem? The prescription, that's an ancient prescription. It shouldn't be wrong. Is there a problem with the herbs? Wang Yao couldn't figure it out. Let's do it again. This time, he was more careful. He took out his mobile phone and searched for every Chinese medicine. He checked the photos one by one, then accurately weighed them. Finally, he checked the control of the boiling process. This time, he succeeded. He also vaguely guessed where he had gone wrong. System was the first two failures because I didn't control the time of the decoction properly. After a moment, the system popped out two words. Yes. Chapter 19. It took him an entire afternoon to successfully concoct this medicine. By the time he came down from the mountain, the sky was already dark. This was the simplest medicine he had chosen. The first day passed. The next day, he got up and went to the hill before dawn. After taking care of the herbal field as usual, he started to decoct the decoction. This time, he wanted to change to another decoction, which required more herbs and was more difficult. He was busy for the whole day and used up almost half of the herbs he had bought. He didn't succeed until it was dark. No, if it goes on like this, I won't be able to make 5 decoctions in 5 days. I have to stay up late. Zhang Xiaoying called home and told her that he wouldn't go back to sleep tonight. He would stay on the mountain. Although Zhang Xiaoying was a little worried, she couldn't persuade her son, so she had to agree. She just told him to be careful. In fact, this was not the first time that he had spent the night on the mountain. He didn't sleep the whole night until it was about 4 a.m. He couldn't stand it anymore and slept for more than 2 hours. Then he got up and ate something. After that, he took care of the herbal field. That's strange. Why is there no movement? Wang Yao looked at the small area where he had just planted the moonlight plants. After carefully observing for a moment and confirming that there was no problem, Wang Yao drank a few mouthfuls of ancient spring water. He suddenly felt much more energetic. The tiredness from staying up late last night was also dispelled. He then rode into the town. He had used up a lot of the herbs he had bought yesterday. He planned to buy more today. Out of the 5 decoctions, he had only successfully decocted 2 decoctions. Young man, why are you here again? The staff member was surprised when he saw Wang Yao. Of course, I'm here to buy herbs, Wang Yao said with a smile. Herbs? You used all the herbs you bought the day before yesterday? The staff member was surprised. Yes, almost. I'll buy more today. What? So fast. Don't tell me you used them as firewood to burn? Of course not. I have money to burn. I'm practicing decoction brewing, Wang Yao said with a smile. He was telling the truth, but the staff member didn't believe him. That's right. How much do you need this time? Although he didn't believe it, these medicines would at most be sold. Since they wouldn't harm anyone, he didn't care so much. 3 times as much as last time. This is the list. So many. Although he was surprised, the man still weighed Wang Yao according to his courage and the amount written on the paper. Then, he filled a big sack with Wang Yao. Thank you. Wang Yao took it and thanked him. Young man, you didn't take the medicine, right? The medicine seller asked again. Wang Yao was stunned and immediately understood what he meant. No, I didn't eat. Oh, that's good. I wish you success. Thank you. Wang Yao rode his bicycle back to the village and carried a sack of Chinese herbs up the mountain. He tidied it up a little, sorted it out, and rested for a while. Then, he began to decoct the herbs according to the prescription. He was careful and meticulous, not daring to be careless at all. Even so, he only succeeded in decocting 1 dose when it was dark. This is already the 3rd day. After a day of running back and forth and decocting herbs around the fire, even if he had an extraordinary physique, he was a little tired. Yao. Just as Wang Yao was about to decoct the 4th dose of herbs, his mother, Zhang Xiaoying, came up from the foot of the mountain. When she approached the cottage, he smelled the smell of herbs. When she came closer, she found a small pile of dregs in the corner of the cottage. When she entered the cottage, she saw her son lighting a fire. There was a clay pot on the fire. He was decocting herbs there. "What are you doing? Mom, why are you here?" Wang Yao was stunned. "You don't come home all day. You're so mysterious. I came to see you. What are you doing?" "I'm decocting herbs." Wang Yao was silent for a moment. He couldn't think of a suitable explanation, so he simply told the truth. "Decocting herbs? Where did you learn it from?" Zhang Xiaoying was stunned and asked. "An old Chinese medicine practitioner. Yesterday afternoon, Zixiao's parents came to our house with a big bag of things. They said that they wanted to thank you. Are you the one who cured Zixiao's illness?" "It's not me. It's the old Chinese medicine practitioner. He wrote a prescription and decocted a bowl of herbs." Wang Yao simply mentioned an illusory old Chinese medicine practitioner, hoping to fool his mother. "What's the old Chinese medicine practitioner's surname? What's his name? How old is he? Where does he live?" He didn't expect that his mother would not be so easily fooled. She asked several questions in a row, as if she was checking his household registration. "Mom, I promised him that I wouldn't tell anyone, not even you and my dad. There are only two of us here. Can you tell me in a lower voice?" Zhang Xiaoying looked around and smiled. "Hey, Mom, a person should be honest. Bastard, you can't even tell me." Zhang Xiaoying said angrily. "No, I'm sorry. You just need to know that I didn't do anything bad. Come in and sit down." While speaking, Wang Yao smelled a slight burning smell. "Oh no, the herbs are burned." He hurriedly took the pot of herbs down, knowing that his efforts were in vain. "You're not lying to me?" Zhang Xiaoying seemed to still not believe her son's words. "Of course not. Why would I lie to you? I planted herbs myself. I have to know the efficacy of the herbs I planted, right?" Wang Yao said. He couldn't tell his mother that he got a mysterious system and then caused all kinds of miraculous things. "Do you need my help?" "There's no need for that. Just sit down," Wang Yao said. Zhang Xiaoying stayed in the cottage for a while and chatted with Wang Yao for a while. After making sure that her son was fine, she went down the hill with relief. After she went down the hill, Wang Yao immediately became busy. He continued to work hard to brew the herbs. After several successful experiments, he found that the ratio of herbs and the brewing time were very important. However, if he added a little ancient spring water to the water, it would effectively increase the success rate. Therefore, when watering the herbal field, he deliberately left some ancient spring water to brew the herbs. When Zhang Xiaoying returned home, Wang Fenghua was smoking. When he saw her come in, he immediately asked, "What is he doing on the hill? Why don't you go and see for yourself?" Zhang Xiaoying rolled her eyes at her husband. "He is brewing herbs." "Brewing herbs?" "Yes, he said that he learned some skills from an old Chinese medicine practitioner. He wants to try brewing herbs. The herbs that cured Zixiao were made by that old Chinese medicine practitioner." "Where's the old Chinese medicine practitioner?" Wang Fenghua slightly frowned. "I asked him, but he didn't say. He said that the old Chinese medicine practitioner didn't allow him to say." "How come I didn't know there was such an old Chinese medicine practitioner nearby? Lianshan City is so big. Where have you been? Just let him be for now." "Okay." After the discussion, the couple decided not to interfere with their son for the time being. This night, Wang Yao was still on the hill. Chapter 20. It's done. In the middle of the night, there was a cheer in the cottage. He had successfully decocted the fourth decoction. After hearing the prompt of the system, he first cheered excitedly. Then, he hurriedly recorded his decoction process. He didn't have any teacher to teach him. He relied entirely on the knowledge in books and his own exploration. Therefore, the experience was extremely rare and precious. He had to record it in time. "I still need to make the last decoction. I'll take a break first and then do my best." Wang Yao tidied up, set the alarm, and fell asleep on the bed. Ding-ling-ling buzz. The alarm clock rang before the sun had even risen. Wang Yao sat up with a start. He washed his face with cold water. His whole person instantly became much more energetic. Then, he started another busy day. As usual, he first watered the herbal field. "It's sprouting. He found that the place where the moonlight herb was planted had a little green sprout. Water more. Grow well, little guys. Right, let's see what the moonlight herb can do. He gently touched the green sprout with his hand and activated his skill. Detect. Moonlight herb, licorice roots, nourishes and calms the nerves. It has just sprouted. Licorice roots again? With the antidote grass from last time, he knew that this so-called licorice root did not appear in the scope of the known Chinese herbs at all, but its effect was unusually magical. Last time, 2 leaves of the antidote grass cured the strange poison that the doctors in hospital could not deal with, and the effect of the moonlight grass was just as magical. After finishing all this, he began to prepare to decoction the 5th decoction. With the experience of the previous failures, this time he was very careful. Weighing the herbs, processing before decoction, decocting the herbs, controlling the temperature, and controlling the time of decoction couldn't be wrong in any process. Otherwise, it would be a failure. This time he was lucky. After 4 attempts, he finally succeeded. After hearing the prompt of the system, he breathed a sigh of relief. Task: make 5 decoctions in 5 days. Completed. Xiao bohu soup, ginseng soup, qijing powder, salvia drink, and qingqi decoction. All 5 decoctions were completed. The prompt of the task also came as scheduled. Phew, I finally succeeded. Right, let's see what the reward is. Wang Yao opened the system and saw that there was a booklet in the storage compartment of the system. With a thought, the booklet turned into a stream of light and fell into his palm. It was really a book, but he didn't know what material it was made of. It looked like gold or jade, and it emitted a special kind of brilliance. There were a few ancient words written on it, catalog of spiritual herbs. Flipping through it, Wang Yao saw that it recorded all kinds of herbs, but he had never heard of any of them before. After turning a page, he saw a familiar herb. The drawing was very lifelike. It was the antidote that he had planted. Antidote grass, mild in nature, can cure hundreds of poisons. Below, there were some of the characteristics of growth. Wang Yao looked at it carefully. The conditions for growing this kind of spirit grass were not particularly harsh, but it needed to be fed with heaven and earth spirit qi. Otherwise, it would grow very slowly. It seems that the reason why the detoxification grass can grow so quickly here should be due to the magical effect of the ancient spring water. Turning another page, he saw the moonlight grass that he had just planted. Looking at the drawing, it looked like an orchid, but there was a light yellow texture on the leaves like the moonlight. Moonlight grass nourishes and calms the nerves. Below, there were the characteristics of growth. It grew when it saw the moon and grew when it ate the flowers. It also needed heaven and earth spirit qi, but there was one more special requirement, which was to absorb the essence of the moonlight. This is a bit troublesome. Wang Yao frowned slightly. Speaking of heaven and earth spirit qi, he could water it with the ancient spring water, but the essence of the moon needed moonlight. With the current quality of the air, the moon could not be seen every day. But then again, the licorice roots were indeed different. But there was one more uncertain factor to complete the preparation of Anshinsen in a month. I have to prepare the other herbs first. Just as Wang Yao was busy in the mountain, the hospital in the county was in an uproar. How could this be? How could this be? A middle-aged doctor looked at the patient who was still unconscious on the bed, as if he had seen a ghost. You clearly succeeded last time. This is your guarantee. Beside the bed, a well-dressed young man was so angry that his face turned red. He even looked anxious. Invite the best doctor here. You must find a way to wake him up, or else. Calls were made one after another. Several famous doctors in Lianshan City were invited to the People's Hospital. At the same time, several experts from Hike City were on their way. How is the situation? A dignified man with gold-rimmed glasses entered the hospital. Beside him was a lean man in a white coat who looked to be in his 50s. He was the director of the People's Hospital. Secretary Ma, we are working hard, the director said. Working hard? You have worked hard for a whole day. Why hasn't the patient woken up? Secretary Ma suddenly stopped and asked in a deep voice. Well, we have contacted the experts in the city. They're on their way. We're going to have a consultation in 1.5 hours. Maybe they will have a better solution. Maybe? You should know who he is. How did you cure the patient with the same disease last time? This is the way. The director wiped his sweat and said, "Why didn't you succeed?" We are looking for the reason. 1.5 hours later, a special expert consultation meeting was held in the People's Hospital. The meeting was attended by the relevant experts in the city. They only had one purpose, which was to save a patient. The director of the Health Bureau presided over the meeting. The purpose of this meeting should be very clear to all the experts. I don't need to say anything more. This is a task that must be completed. This patient must be saved. I'm not very good at treating patients, so I'll have to trouble you. His tone was unusually tough. After that, he sat down and did not speak anymore. Creak. The door of the meeting room was opened. A young and beautiful woman walked in, followed by a middle-aged man. "You are? You can continue with the meeting. We are just here to listen," the woman said calmly. "I suggest transferring the patient to the People's Hospital in Hike City," a doctor said first. "I agree with Dr. Su's suggestion. The medical equipment and conditions in the city are better," a doctor immediately agreed. "But we can't rule out the possibility that the patient's condition will worsen during the transfer process," a doctor from the county hospital said worriedly. "The patient's condition is stable." Chapter 21. The beautiful woman sitting next to him rubbed her forehead and looked dissatisfied. "I'm sorry, doctors. Let me interrupt for a moment." A somewhat cold voice rang out, interrupting everyone's conversation. "What is it?" The director of health smiled and said. He was obviously trying to please the woman. "Have you found out the cause of Guozheng's illness?" the young woman asked. "The patient is poisoned. There is poison in his blood," a doctor said. "What kind of poison?" the middle-aged man next to the beautiful woman asked. He didn't speak after he came in. Instead, he looked down at a stack of things. When he looked carefully, he found that it was a medical record and the diagnosis and treatment data. After hearing the doctor's reply, he looked up and asked, "Unknown poison." "Unknown." The beautiful woman was stunned. "Didn't you successfully cure a patient with a similar disease? If you don't know what kind of poison it is, how did you cure him? Is it a coincidence?" The doctors in the hospital were speechless. You have a meeting, but the first thing you discuss is not the cause of the patient, the condition, and the treatment plan. How can you transfer him to a hospital in Hike, Qi province, or even Beijing? If you can't analyze the cause of the disease, what's the use of transferring him? The beautiful woman's words were full of anger. Obviously, she was quite dissatisfied. In the face of the beautiful woman's doubts, the experts in the conference room were speechless again. "Everyone, I have a question." The middle-aged man next to the beautiful woman said, "I have 2 detailed cases here. According to the test results, the young man named Wang Zixiao's disease is almost the same as Guozheng's disease. Basically, we can confirm that they have the same disease or the same poison. However, when Wang Zixiao was recovering, his blood test report mentioned an abnormality. What is the specific situation of this abnormality? Is there some kind of detoxifying substance? Have you analyzed what substance it is?" "Well, we tried to analyze it, but we couldn't find it." The doctor who had been in charge of the treatment of Wang Zixiao lowered his head in shame. "Then I suggest that you go to Wang Zixiao immediately and take his blood for a test. At the same time, ask him carefully about his diet during his hospitalization. Maybe there's a way to detoxify him. In addition, I have a list here. Please prepare several kinds of medicine on it." As he spoke, the middle-aged man handed over a list. There were several rare medicines recorded on it. These are all imported drugs. 2 of them are not available in Hike City, one of the doctors said after they had read through the list. "Then prepare what we have and coordinate with Dao City to prepare what we don't have." "All right, you can continue. We won't disturb you." After the beauty finished speaking, she got up and left, and the middle-aged man beside her followed her out. "A bunch of weirdos," the beauty said angrily after she went out. "Miss, you don't have to be angry. This kind of nonsense is common in the system. Zheng's identity is different. If he were an ordinary person, they wouldn't care about the life and death of the patient." The middle-aged man whispered. Where are the medical ethics of a doctor? The woman asked angrily. Medical ethics? Very rare. The middle-aged man let out a sigh and said, public morals degenerate with each passing day, and the hearts of the people are no longer what they used to be. Let's go and see Xinghe first. Okay, please come with me. Soon, they came to a special ward. A young man was lying on the bed. His face was strangely blue and black, and he was in a coma. Xinghe. The beauty walked to the bedside and held her brother's hand, hoping that he could wake up. However, the result was the same as before. It didn't work. Uncle He, if you do it, how confident are you? The middle-aged man hesitated for a moment and said, if it were someone else, I would do it now. But Xinghe can't. He is the only son of the regimental commander. There can't be any mistakes. After hearing this, the beauty didn't insist. Miss, although I can't wake Xinghe up for the time being, I will try my best to stop his condition from worsening. Thank you, Uncle He. Songbei Town, Wangjia Village. It seemed to be a little lively today. A few cars stopped at the east side of the village. Many people got out of the cars. No one knew who they were, but the village secretary, Wang Jianli, was leading the way. This is it. Wang Jianli took them to the door of a house. Irong, Wang Jianli greeted inside. Coming. The door opened with a creak, and a man in his 40s came out from inside. Party secretary, why are you here? I have something to ask you. Let's talk inside, Wang Jianli said. Okay. The group of people entered the house. Wang Yirong was busy pouring tea. Don't be busy. These are the experts in the county and city. They have something to ask you. Okay. Wang Yirong sat down. He was a little nervous. He didn't know why these experts came to his house. These people were the doctors who had just rushed over from the county hospital after the meeting. Is your son called Wang Zixiao? Yes, Wang Zixiao said. He was poisoned more than 10 days ago and was hospitalized in the county hospital? Yes, Wang Zixiao said. Where's your son? He works in town, Wang Zixiao said. Ask him to come back immediately, a man said in an intolerant tone. Okay, I'll call him. Wang Yirong could see that these people obviously had something urgent. Although they didn't sound friendly, he didn't care too much. He picked up his mobile phone and called his son to ask him to come home. Is my son okay? After hanging up the phone, he was a little worried. He recognized that one of the people was the doctor from the county hospital who had treated his son. He's fine. I just need his help with something. About 20 minutes later, Wang Zixiao returned home while everyone was waiting anxiously. He was of medium height and a little thin, but he was in good spirits. Dad, what's the matter? Yes, it's him. After seeing Wang Zixiao, a doctor immediately said. This doctor was the doctor who had been in charge of treating Wang Zixiao. His surname was Zhou. Hurry up, Wang Zixiao said. As he spoke, one of the doctors took out a medical kit. There was a blood collection device inside. What are you doing? Seeing the series of actions of these doctors, Wang Zixiao and his son were confused. We just want to do a checkup for you to see if you have fully recovered. By the way, would you like to go to the county hospital with us later? I'm very healthy. I don't need a checkup. Wang Zixiao's attitude surprised them. Chapter 22. Zhe, how can you say that? Wang Jianli scolded him. Wang Zixiao was still indifferent. When he was in the hospital, the doctors were not so enthusiastic. Today, they suddenly came to his house to check him and take his blood. Who knew what they were thinking? We need your cooperation. The doctor's tone was still a little stiff. Why should I cooperate with you? Wang Zixiao's stubbornness came up. We are trying to save people. Why was in the hospital last time? Why were you not so anxious? Was the money not enough? Wang Zixiao said coldly. The doctors were very angry, but they could not scold, hit, or provoke him. After all, the noble, who was lying in the hospital, urgently needed his cooperation. We can give you money. No need. They felt that the young man in front of them was a stone in the latrine, smelly and stubborn. Zixiao, be obedient and cooperate with them. Wang Zixiao's father, who had been smoking silently, said. After all, they were trying to save people. Although the doctors did not pay much attention to their son when he was in the hospital, they did try. He also understood that his son's anger was mostly because of the critical illness notice and the doctor's attitude after he got better. In this way, they finally took Wang Zixiao's blood sample and took him back to the county hospital. Secretary, what's going on? Watching them go away, Wang Yirong was a little worried. Don't worry. I heard that there was a person in the county hospital who was poisoned like Zixiao, but he was not cured. So, I came to see Zixiao. Why didn't they pay attention to Zixiao when he was in the hospital? Wang Yirong was a little angry. He did not show his anger to those people just now. At this time, there was only the secretary. They were the same family. It was not a big deal to complain. Don't be angry. Zixiao is a lucky child. Nothing will happen to him. Wang Jianli took out a cigarette box and handed one to Wang Yirong. Okay. Wang Yirong nodded. On one hand, he was worried about his son. On the other hand, he was worried that his son would reveal how he was cured and bring unnecessary trouble to Wang Yao. Wang Zixiao was taken to the hospital for a series of systematic examinations. The doctors asked him some questions indirectly, but he was not in a good mood at all. Naturally, he would not answer them. Seeing that they could not get anything out of him, they told him that he could leave. He went home in the afternoon and came back by car. When those people needed him, they specially drove to pick him up. They bullied the poor with their wealth and power, so that he had to obey them. After they finished using him, they kicked him away. How is it? What did they do to you? When Wang Zixiao returned home, his parents immediately asked. It's nothing. He gave me a free physical examination. Your son is very healthy. Wang Zixiao smiled. Really? It's that simple? Wang Yirong stared at his son. Why did they give you a physical examination? Wang Zixiao's mother asked curiously. Because there is a patient in their hospital. His symptoms are exactly the same as when I was hospitalized a few days ago. Moreover, he has a strong background. Those doctors naturally have to do their best. Not only the relevant doctors in the county, but also a group of specialists in the city. When I came back, a group of specialists in the city had just arrived, Wang Zixiao said. You didn't say anything that you shouldn't say, did you? Wang Yirong took a puff of the cigarette and asked. Dad, I know what you were worried about. Don't worry. My life was saved by Yao. I won't say anything about him, Wang Zixiao said. Okay. Wang Yirong nodded. On Nanshan Hill, Wang Yao was still busy. After receiving the catalog of magic herbs from the system, he had a certain understanding of the growth characteristics of the two licorice roots he planted, the detoxification herb and the moonlight herb. 10 detoxification herbs were mature, and their leaves were as green as jade. He reached out his hand. Detoxification herb, mature. Harvest. Harvest? How do I harvest them? Do I pick them directly or uproot them? Wang Yao was at a loss for a moment. System, how do I harvest them? There was no recovery. Right, isn't there the catalog of magic herbs? Wang Yao hurriedly took out the catalog of magic herbs. Indeed, there is the harvest and storage method of the detoxification herb. However, it mentioned that the herb should be stored in a place with rich spiritual energy and stored at a low temperature. This was really difficult for Wang Yao. Low temperature was easy, but where could he find a place with rich spiritual energy? This was the human world, not the world of immortals. Wait. Wang Yao suddenly realized that he seemed to have neglected something. There are 36 grids on the package panel in the system. Can I store things in the real world? Thinking of this, Wang Yao picked up the folding stool he was sitting on. Whoosh! The folding stool disappeared in a flash. He opened the package panel again and directly saw an icon that looked like a small stool on one of the grids. Sure enough, it works. Wang Yao was overjoyed. Then he began to experiment to see what kind of things could be stored in the package system. After a while, he found that one of the grids in the package could hold a medium-sized gunny bag at most. However, one of the grids could only store one thing. Even if he only put a key in one of the grids, he could not put a needle in it. This ability is so practical. Wang Yao immediately harvested 8 detoxification herbs. The remaining 2 herbs were waiting for them to bloom and inoculate. He would then plant them later. The other herbs also grew against the trend due to the ancient spring water. Although it was already October, they were still growing as fiercely as in midsummer. Phew! Looking at the herbs in front of him, Wang Yao was in a very good mood. He was in a very good mood here. However, in the county hospital dozens of miles away, there was a gloomy cloud. What? No result yet? How long do we have to wait? We are working hard. The specialists from the provincial hospital have also arrived and are consulting. Facing the questioning of the beautiful woman in front of him, the director of the county hospital did not dare to breathe. In fact, when the specialists from the provincial hospital had arrived in the afternoon, he had subconsciously given them the right to treat the patient. What he could do was to try his best to cooperate with them. He could use any medicine, equipment, and personnel as long as the patient could wake up and kowtow to the heavens. I don't want to listen to nonsense. I want results. I want my brother to wake up and wake up safely. The beautiful woman's face was covered with frost. Yes, yes, yes. The director could only nod in response. Chapter 23. I found an unknown toxin in the patient's body, but it will take some time to analyze its composition. We did find an unknown biological component in Wang Zixiao's blood, but we can't effectively analyze the specific composition of this component in a short period of time. One thing is certain, this component is not something that can be synthesized by the human body. The experts responsible for Guozhing's treatment had a simple meeting to summarize and exchange the progress of their work. Obviously, the reason why Wang Zixiao was able to recover is definitely not because his body produced the antibody component in this position by itself, but because it was introduced from outside the body, an expert said. Yes, that is to say, as long as we figure out what drugs Wang Zixiao used during his hospitalization and what he ate, we can find a way to detoxify this toxin. I have carefully checked the drugs he used during the treatment, another doctor said. According to the basic composition of the drugs and the results of the early treatment, we can basically rule out the possibility that it contains this component. Since it is not drugs, it can only be diet. He was unconscious during the poisoning period and could only eat a small amount of liquid food. According to the description of the patient, he ate ordinary food. Wait, there's a problem here, a doctor said. What problem? Because the patient was unconscious, he didn't know what he ate. We can only know it from the description of his family. We should ask his parents about this. Yes, then hurry up and arrange it. That night, several more cars entered Wang Zixiao's house in the Wang village of Songbei town. He didn't leave until 9 o'clock at night. They asked a lot of questions in Wang Zixiao's house and beat around the bush, but Wang Zixiao's family obviously didn't trust them. They looked at them as if they were thieves. As a result, these people still found nothing. Why did these people come again? Wang Zixiao's mother was a little dissatisfied. Did they find something? Zixiao, tell me, did you spill the beans? Wang Yirong stared at his son. No, I didn't say a word about how I was cured, Wang Zixiao said. They won't come back, will they? What they were worried about really became a reality. The next day, another car drove into Wang Jia village. After the car stopped, 3 people got out of it. One of them was the person who had been here yesterday. The other 2 people were a middle-aged man in his 40s and a beautiful woman in her 20s. This beautiful woman was the elder sister of the young man who was still in a coma on the hospital bed. She had been very anxious about her brother's illness these days. Yesterday, after listening to the consultation of several experts, she thought that they would be able to find a way to treat her brother. But in the end, she still returned empty-handed, so she decided to come in person. Miss Gua, please come with me. The doctor led the way, and the 3 of them came to Wang Zixiao's house again. Only Wang Zixiao's mother was at home. Hello, Annie. The beauty greeted her with a smile after she came in. Hello. Wang Zixiao's mother, Qin Sumei, stopped what she was doing and looked at them in surprise. There's something I need to trouble you with. Shall we talk inside? She invited the 3 of them into the house. After entering the house, the beauty directly stated her intention. Qin Sumei still said the same thing as yesterday. Uncle He, let me talk to Annie alone, the beauty said to the middle-aged man beside her. Okay. The middle-aged man heard her and then went to the yard with another person. Auntie, where does Zixiao work? In the town, in a steel pipe factory. Qin Sumei didn't know what the beautiful girl in front of her wanted to say to her. Is the work tiring? It's okay. How about the income? The beauty continued to ask. About 3,000 yuan a month. Have you bought a house in the town? Yes, but I don't have the money. Qin Sume sighed. Now the real estate market was very hot. Even Lianshan County, a small county that was not even a fifth-tier city, had an average price of more than 4,000 yuan. However, the average monthly income was less than 2,000 yuan, which was unimaginable. Well, Annie, as long as you tell me the truth about who saves a xiao, I'll give you 500,000 yuan, which is enough to buy a nice house in Lianshan County. The beauty's words were surprising. How much? Qin Sume was stunned. 500,000 yuan, the beauty said with a smile. Qin Sume was silent. She knew very well what 500,000 yuan meant to a family like theirs. Their family of 3 could only save 50,000 yuan a year if they lived frugally. 500,000 yuan meant that they didn't have to be mortgage slaves for 10 years. She had heard more than once how tiring it was to buy a house with a loan. At this moment, she was tempted. She was just an ordinary woman. The first thing she thought of was her husband and son. If they had the money, they could buy a house in the town. Her son's marriage, which she had been worried about, could be solved easily. Her husband didn't have to work so hard. He had to work in addition to farming. The beauty didn't continue to ask, but waited quietly, because she saw hesitation and temptation in the eyes of her mother in front of her. Miss, you're not lying? Qin Sume thought for a while and made a decision, but she was still worried. Of course, this is the deposit. Saying this, she took out 30,000 yuan from the handbag she carried with her. As long as you tell me, I'll transfer the money to you immediately after I confirm. Well, I'll tell you. Qin Sume thought for a moment and said. At this moment, the promise she had made before was still echoing in her mind, but the 500,000 yuan made her throw it aside. After all, this money could change the life of their family in the future. There was nothing wrong with what she did. If it were someone else, they might have done it more decisively than her. Thank you. After getting the answer, the beauty left her contact information and then left with the 3 people waiting outside. Miss, have you got the news? The middle-aged man said. Well, Dr. Chun, you go back first. The beauty walked a few steps and suddenly stopped, turned around, and said to the doctor who followed them. Okay. The doctor was stunned and then turned to leave. He didn't take the car that he came with. He asked the driver to wait for them in the village. She said that Wang Xiao drank a bottle of Chinese medicine when he was in a coma and then woke up. After the doctor left, the beauty said to the middle-aged man beside her, Chinese medicine? What about the person who made this medicine? The middle-aged man asked hurriedly. I don't know, but the person who delivered the medicine was a young man in their village. Where is he? Nanshan Hill. The beauty raised her hand and pointed to the mountain that was not very high in the south. You're tuning into the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.